is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Friday, January 29th. I'm Tori here with Al and Jeff. How y'all doing?
Good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling chipper.
Yeah,
feeling good.
nice.
Thanks. Bright coral, tomato, feeling good. All right, all week we've been talking about vaccines, and now the results are out for Johnson & Johnson's single-shot vaccine. It is 85% effective overall at preventing severe disease, but only 57% effective against the strain from South Africa, which was discovered here in the U.S. in South Carolina. Meantime, check out what happened in Oregon. This is a crazy story. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Healthcare workers coming from a mass vaccination clinic, well, they got stuck in a snowstorm. So they stopped random drivers and gave them the vaccine on the side of the highway, which has a lot of people wondering if a stranger came up to you into your car and offered you the vaccine, would you take it? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. It's on your screen. You have this entire time to vote. Al, you were almost kind of a doctor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was almost kind of a compliment.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Would you take it if a stranger knocked on your door?
Yes, because we have this, Tori. Phone. Google. What's your name? Dr. So-and-so? RN so-and-so? Let me see. I'll put in images. If it comes up, here's my shoulder.
Because everything on the internet must be true.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's .gov or .health or something. It'll be a hospital website. I'm not linking to their Instagram.
Hell no. I'm not getting a stranger inject me with something.
Even if they're there and they have a
I don't even answer
van.
my door anymore. I'm not letting strangers on the side of the road inject me with something. I don't know what it is because they showed me something on their phone.
Jeff, most Americans let a stranger inject them with something.
At their office.
It's called a tattoo. Do you know what's in that
office.
ink? Oh, have you been to a tattoo shop? They're not
How many roadside tattoos have you got?
They give some in jail that are quite nice.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want any of those either. Let me make a quick shift here because, Tori, you weren't here yesterday. We talked about a story about a 22-year-old person, I always want to say kid because I'm so old, giving his friends leftover vaccines.
Oh, I saw that. Yes, I was, yes.
But everyone's cheering these people for giving away vaccines, even though their grandmother didn't get it. Why aren't people chastising these people?
Well, I agreed with you. I was actually on the show. I'm glad I made a memorable appearance. I agreed with you that the 22-year-old should not have thrown away the vaccines and gone to give to
so
someone.
You had, I'm trying to set it up for people who don't know the story from yesterday, but people had strong opinions on this man and what he did.
But he wasn't a nurse. These guys were
I don't
health
think that's
workers.
it, Tori. And Jeff, you made such a good point. I had to stop and think about it. I think here's the difference. The people that they were giving it to were random people that they were really trying to help. It seemed like that young man had a hierarchy of his friends. He went from like a non-profit to a profit. So it seemed like there was like a personal motive. Now,
but
the
those
bottom
are
line
leftovers. These are leftovers. It's the same thing. People are fighting because they were saying, my grandmother didn't get that shot.
Right.
Your grandmother didn't get that shot with these people either, right?
I agree. I don't think vaccines should be thrown out.
You're right. If you look at it from a bottom line, I think a lot of people were just upset because it seemed like he was trying to benefit in some way.
He was trying to profit.
I wanted to put that in there. Back to roadside tattoos.
No more roadside tattoos. I want to read some comments and get your opinion. People are writing in like crazy, mostly about actually roadside tattoos. No, I'm kidding. Diana says, wait, how do these motorists go about getting their second dose?
Good question. Unless it's the Johnson & Johnson
Yeah, unless
one.
it's the second shot.
Right. John said, who in their right mind accept a needle jab on the side of the road? Not me. Nope. Never. Joseph says, the healthcare workers showed real dedication and American ingenuity. Good for them.
I'll take 50% of a vaccine over nothing.
Interesting.
I will.
All right.
I get the other side definitely. It's
Let's
very
just see what the final vote says. It says 73% of you say no. So strong majority say no. Interesting. I was all for it too, to be super honest. I was like, heck yeah. But now that I've heard you, I'm like,
I think our personalities are like me and you are comics and risk takers, and Jeff is like practical.
Okay, that's fair.
And that's why he's successful.
Hey, I'm at a stoplight. You want the rest of my sandwich? You guys are going to eat it?
All right.
That's how hungry I am.
Yeah.
You're like, if it's a Wendy's fish fillet, maybe.
By the way, when I was a waiter at this Thai restaurant, there was like a 5-star Thai restaurant. Dude, if those jumbo shrimp came back, all right.
I think a lot of waiters did that.
Man,
I think we've all been there. I think we've all been there.
What's up?
Raise your hand at home if you've done that. You've been a waiter who's done that. All right, switching gears here to a shocking new lawsuit. It's against Subway. Speaking of sandwiches.
I've always talked about sandwiches.
You're so good. Claiming the sandwich chain's tuna fish sandwich, get this, doesn't contain tuna. The two people who filed the lawsuit together say they did, quote, independent testing, which found the meat is, get this, quote, various concoctions that do not contain tuna, blended together to imitate the appearance of tuna. I'm so grossed out. It's important to note that a Subway spokesperson did claim that all of these claims are baseless and frivolous, saying there simply is no truth to the allegations. Remember when Subway didn't have real bread? They had to classify it as a different thing than bread because there was too many chemicals in their bread? Yo,
if you knew what you were eating from some of these places, you would be like double yo.
But you think that there's tuna in the tuna fish? That's false advertising.
Have you looked at like a chicken nugget from some of these
places? No, I know there's slime, but there's some pieces of, I know that's bad and I don't eat them anymore because we all saw that 2020 with the pink slime. But you'd think that there's some kind of tuna. That's illegal.
If they just told me it wasn't tuna, I'd be fine with it.
Jeff, they're lying on the.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like the lying part.
Imitation crab.
Yeah,
right.
I don't like the lying part because there's you know, we all enjoy sushi, or some of us do, and tuna sandwiches. I love fish. Our tuna, there's a big thing going on with the tuna that the population is diminishing, and we're not going to have tuna in 50 years.
Are you
for anybody.
but you're pretty knowledgeable about tuna.
Yeah, I love tuna. I love fish. So if they just told me, hey, this is a real tuna, but it's like imitation crab, it's imitation tuna, okay, I'll take it. As long as I know. Don't lie to me, though. Don't lie to me.
Yeah, I don't like
But
the
isn't there an
lying.
assumption when you walk into any place that that's not really that? I
No,
just feel like
Al.
it's chemicals in the shape of the food that I
No.
want.
Yes.
No,
I'm with that.
Thank you.
You can't.
I do
It's
not lie to
illegal. You
myself
can't
about
lie
what-
and say it's tuna
Okay, so
fish.
Tori, if you came over to my house and you go, oh man, I really want a bacon double cheeseburger, and I handed you one, you wouldn't be like, wow, that's
You're
weird. Where
not
did this
a
come from?
restaurant. There are rules and regulations.
But
You
where-
can't say, here's some
but you
swordfish,
can't
and you're like,
leave-
good luck, it's
Tori-
actually goldfish.
Tori,
I
you
didn't have
cannot
anything.
leave meat laying around all day, bacon laying around all day, fish sandwiches laying around all day, but yet, whenever you go to order them, they're always ready. So how did that happen? Chemicals. You know they're chemicals
I'm not saying there shouldn't be
them.
chemicals, but Al, there's zeros tuna is what they're alleging. That's very concerning to me. Because that's lying.
What would it be? What percentage would you deal with? 11?
Yeah, 11's fine.
They're giving it to you with an ice cream scoop. How do you just know that's not fish?
No, I don't. I don't want to be lied to. I think that's false
Yeah, I don't like the
advertising.
lying.
Yeah. What are you laughing about?
Were you going to read comments?
Yeah,
or
because
something?
someone was saying, right on, Jeff, you're absolutely right. Carrie Hill says, Marquita Baker says sushi. And then Sherry Power says, I only eat tuna sandwiches that I make. Something about eating them at a restaurant grosses me out. Maybe it's the mayo. I like
Yes.
the mayo.
A lot of times when I've gotten food poisoning, it's been mayo.
Oh, God.
Mayo, dog. It's like tartar sauce. That's
You hear a Rosh in our ear?
Yeah.
You can move on.
Yes.
Okay, before we go to break, we do have to wish Oprah Winfrey happy birthday. The legendary TV host, producer, actress, author, and philanthropist turns 67 years old today. I think there should be a happy birthday song playing. Oprah is always my number one that I would always want to meet. Have either of you met Oprah?
No, but I used to audition in Chicago right across from Harpo Studios on Randolph Street, so that was like my first place I auditioned. So that's my connection to Oprah. Way to turn Oprah's birthday into my story.
Sam met her. Remember
Yes,
when Sam was
Sam, like, she
pregnant with
rubbed
her youngest
her-
child, Miles?
Yes.
Oprah blessed Sam's belly,
Yes,
and they
she
have a healthy
did.
baby.
See, that's
so.
a good story.
It's the best
I
story
shouldn't
ever.
have talked, and you should've just said zero.
Yours was definitely terrible, but happy birthday.
Different, terrible?
Yeah, as soon as you messed that up,
right
Tori,
on
I was
the
like, you
money.
had him on the ropes and you
Yours
let him
was
go.
different, terrible.
Shut up, Rob.
Wow,
Coming up on
you were
DBL.
just like the tuna sandwich.
We're catching up with our friend, Queer Eye star Karamo Brown,
My
y'all.
boy.
It's always a fun time when he's on the show. But first, we're looking back at the extraordinary life of actress Cicely Tyson, who has passed away. What a legend. Don't go away.
This is a Smile Direct Club.
The surge in GameStop stock has everyone talking about retail investors. But who are they, and why are they all of a sudden wielding so much power? Let's connect the dots. A retail investor is basically anyone who isn't one of the big boys. We're talking individual investors who don't buy and sell securities professionally. They're trading for their personal accounts and often trade dramatically smaller amounts than an institutional investor. Retail investors often use online services like TD Ameritrade or Robinhood to make their trades. So why are retail investors all of a sudden front and center? Well, you can blame coronavirus for that one. All of a sudden, people stuck at home or out of jobs decided to step up their investing. And while the professionals sure do like to complain about retail investors, some research shows they may have helped keep markets afloat when the pandemic hit. According to researchers at the University of Virginia and the University of Zurich, retail investors came to the rescue when professionals fled the market in February, on a small scale, providing liquidity and helping stabilize the market. But it's not all positive. Experts do warn that retail investing is risky, with not enough focus on education. And as we have seen with GameStop, there is concern about retail investors using social media to manipulate the market. Connecting the dots, I'm Marcelino Benito.
This February, DBL is all new every day.
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Really? Okay.
It is not a freaking joke.
I was shocked.
How I meant for you to chime in on. I don't know what you're saying.
DBL is just getting started.
Here come the Pistons.
I love this story. Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. Today we are remembering a pioneering stage, film, and TV legend. Cicely Tyson died yesterday at the amazing age of 96 years old. She was born in East Harlem, starting her career as a model in New York City, and she was featured on the cover of many magazines, including Ebony and Jet. She went on to a remarkable career spanning 7 decades, breaking ground for serious black actors by refusing to take parts that demeaned black people. And she lost parts out because of that. In 1972, Miss Tyson got an Oscar nomination for her role in the film Sounder. Many of you know her from the Emmy Award-winning portrayal of a former slave in the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman in 1974. More recently, in 2016, look how good she looks. Miss Tyson was awarded the highest award a civilian can get, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, by President Obama. And in 2019, just before her 94th birthday, she was awarded an honorary Oscar. Take a look at Miss Tyson.
She's 94 in that picture?
Yes, she is. In her own words, take a look.
There were a number of issues as a woman born black and living in a country that did not recognize me as a human being. I wanted to address those issues, and that's why I was steadfast in terms of what I was giving to my audiences.
A deliberate activist and actor. What do you make of this remarkable human being?
Well, like, I've known about her forever. Like, going over to my grandparents' house, obviously they've been gone for almost a decade, but older black folks used to have Jet magazines, those tiny magazines, and she would be in a lot of issues. She would be in every movie that I would see coming up, you know, The Color Purple, The Women of Brewster Place, kind of black specific movies that really weren't meant to go out. They knew that it wasn't going to be mass accepted, but a lot of black folks watched that and just saw the way she emoted and acted. And I want to say this, Jeff. You know, we're in a time now of women's empowerment, which I love. And you'll see hashtags like girl power and break through the glass ceiling. Just remember when you're tweeting that people did that before you without having the public backbone to be like, you go girl and I support you and I'm with you, hashtag. It was just you going to war with the world. Death threats. Nobody's got your back. No work to be had, and you plowing ahead. That's something to be admired.
That's exactly where I was going with this, Al. People now are like, it's so hard for me, and I'm not being black women specific. I'm saying everybody, right? The world is so hard out there. I can't do this. I can't do that. Put yourself in this lady's shoes. And then tell me what you're going to feel like going out that door in the morning. She conquered when the world, like you said, was against her. No support, no hashtags. She went out there and did it. Good for her. Good for her. What a legend.
Rest in power. Karamo Brown is coming up next. We'll be right back.
People.
Brown, is so many things. A TV host, motivational speaker, author, entrepreneur. But here's the best one. He's a friend to Daily Blast Live. Yes, that's not true, Al. Sam spoke with him earlier. He's actually Sam's friend about his new mission to help pet parents. Check it out. It's connecting. It's connecting. It's connecting. I hope that I have enough service. I hope that you guys keep some of this. I have poor connection. I know, honey. I know. Poor connection in the studio. You're just going to have to envision me. Joining us is my dear friend and friend of the show, Karamo. Welcome back, Karamo. Looking good, honey.
Thank you, Sam. You know, I try every time I'm with the Daily Blast Live family, especially with you. You all always have your fashion game on point that I'm like, let me put on a little pretty pink to kind of pop with the crew.
Yes, well, looks good. Okay, so Karamo, you know that I keep tabs on you. So the last time I saw your name in a headline, I about freaked out. And of course I wrote you because I'm a huge fan of Netflix's Dear White People. Karamo, what? You're in it now? What is happening? What character are you playing? Are you gonna get into acting? Tell us more.
I've always had this sort of like desire in the back of my head to act more. And so in silence, I started taking little mini acting classes. I told my agent that like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. They said, okay, well, you know, no one knows you's an actor. So if you want to audition, you're gonna have to submit like regular. And so I literally submitted and auditioned like regular for this role on Dear White People. It was my first one, and luckily I did great. And so I'm having such a ball, and it's just a lesson for people in 2021 to like know who you are and know what you want and know that you can get everything that you desire. If you put in the work, ask for help. Like, don't block your dreams. Keep expanding, keep trying new things. It's just an important lesson for people to know because I'm living it myself.
Amen.
So I really want to talk to you, because I understand you were abandoned in New York City. New York City is tough. There's a lot of stress and anxiety that's going on.
So what do you do to unwind?
Oh my gosh, first of all, one of the things I do watch, and this is not a joke, is your Instagram feed, because every time I see your beautiful daughter, Sophie, if I see your babies, like it literally brings me joy. If I had ovaries, my ovaries would start pacing like this because I just like, you have such a beautiful family. And then to also relax, you know, I just spend time, you know, dancing to a lot of Megan Thee Stallion and Doja Cat.
I love that routine. Also, to our viewers out there, some people know you as an entrepreneur. Some people know you as a host, a really fantastic host, by the way. But today, you're a dog dad. So before we get into pet adoptions, I have to point out how important pets are during a crisis like a pandemic. Many say, in fact, that pets help them cope. Did you feel the same way?
The beauty of pets is that pets really do help your mental health. I've had my dog for 15 years. I adopted another one like earlier last year, right before the pandemic started. And just having a pet around you really just opens you up and helps you to really know that like, okay, there's unconditional love, things will get back to normal, and you can lean on your pet in a really special way to really find, you know, kind of like balance and focus.
And if you ever feel that stress and anxiety of maybe they're not gonna love me, I want you to say this to yourself: I'm a good girl and I deserve love.
Make sure that you're focused on your pet's nutrition. Go to petco.com/newpet because they have curated food recipes and treats. They also have a vital care plan. They also have Petco insurance. They have everything you need to get those essentials and to love, you know, your pets as much as you love yourself. Let me get my pet real quick.
Yeah, where's Logan? Don't hog the camera.
Logan, say hi to Uncle Sam. Say hi,
Logan. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, Karamo, thank you for stopping by. Karamo, we love you. We'll be right back.
Love you, Sam. Love Daily Blast Live.
Promotional consideration.
We're talking about taking over-the-counter medications when you get a COVID vaccine. Why are we talking about this? Well, there's been a lot of claims about this circulating online, and a verified viewer sent us this message. They read an article that urged them not to take aspirin, Tylenol, or Advil because they could reduce the effectiveness of vaccines. So let's verify. Is it okay to take over-the-counter pain meds when you get the COVID vaccine? Our sources are the CDC and Dr. Anita Gupta, an assistant professor at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine who specializes in anesthesiology and pain medicine. Let's start with Dr. Gupta.
Taking over-the-counter medications, any number of these, before receiving a vaccine may in fact reduce your ability, or blunt your immune response to the vaccine.
The key there is before. Dr. Gupta explained that common over-the-counter painkillers like Tylenol or Advil can reduce an enzyme in your body that helps your immune system. So avoid taking these medications right before you get the vaccine, but what about afterwards?
After the vaccine, you can take the acetaminophen or ibuprofen.
The CDC echoed Dr. Gupta. They said if you feel uncomfortable or have pain after the vaccine, consider taking acetaminophen or ibuprofen. So bottom line here, over-the-counter pain meds should be avoided right before you get the vaccine, but they're okay to take after you've received the shot. That's verified. And keep in mind, before you start or stop any medication, it's always a good idea to consult with your doctor. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
At DBL, we're always on.
I'm in control. We're trying to give a conversation up here.
Shouldn't he be held accountable?
Absolutely.
This is where I'm going to push back. Is this my shocked face?
Tori, I will walk off the set.
You should.
This February, DBL is all new.
I agree with Al on this one.
Every day.
Yeah, wow, I said it, Tori. Yo. I'm in control.
Welcome back to DBL. The Biden administration has made it clear they plan to make America a 100% clean energy economy by 2050. Automakers are not far behind. One just released a new car that emits nothing more than water. We're breaking it all down in this DBL Road Report.
From record hurricane seasons to wildfires, it's hard to not think about climate change and global warming. Did you know the largest contributor is actually the vehicles we drive every day? So how do we cut back? Alternative fuel and electric cars is a great start. The industry is booming and Toyota is on the forefront with their 2021 Mirai.
This is a vehicle that not only has amazing styling and design, incredible handling and performance. We truly believe that there is a future for hydrogen and it will only continue to grow.
The Mirai is the world's first mass-produced hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. What exactly does that mean?
That combines hydrogen from the tanks with oxygen from the air to form water that goes out the tailpipe, and a byproduct of that reaction is electricity, which drives the vehicle.
Your typical electric vehicle takes about 12 hours to charge and can travel about 250 miles. The Mirai fills up in 5 minutes and has up to 402 EPA estimated driving range. It's also the lowest cost zero-emission vehicle. It's all part of Toyota's commitment to significantly reduce carbon dioxide emissions by 2050.
As we look toward the future, we should do things that will help have a lasting positive impact for not 5, 10 years from now, but 20, 30, and 40 years from now. Small delivery vans, medium and heavy-duty trucks, the entire world is recognizing that there is going to be the need to have hydrogen energy.
Industry experts see hydrogen power as being the stepping stone to helping reduce our carbon footprint.
is available in Hawaii and California with plans to expand all across the U.S. Visit Toyota's website to learn more. Sounds interesting. Real quick, I want to get a message in from Melissa on Facebook. She says, from someone who has literally mixed tons of tuna fish at Subway. It is tuna. It reeks. It comes in the same can you get it at the store, only huge. So that makes me feel better. Thanks for your help, guys. DBL's new every day. We'll see you Monday. What was that?
About today on Daily Blast Live.
Healthcare workers stuck in a snowstorm with soon-to-expire COVID vaccines end up giving the shots to other drivers. DBL Nation, would you take it if a stranger knocked on your car window? Subway gets slapped with a lawsuit claiming its tuna sandwiches aren't really tuna? Do we have a foot-long fraud on our hands here? The final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians is almost here.
I just want you to know that I really appreciate you guys, each and every one of you.
Are they regretting the decision to walk away from the show? And Queer Eye's Karamo Brown is on the show, so you know it's gonna be a good time.
Logan, say hi to Uncle Sam. Say hi to Sam.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Friday, January 29th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Tori. Just so you all know at home, and Al, they've already started arguing.
A little bit snuck through the microphone.
I know. I'm so sorry if you heard me.
It's going to be a Rocky show. And I'm going to love every single moment.
Already arguing.
I know. All right, so let's begin, because all week we've been talking about vaccines, and now the results are out for Johnson & Johnson's single-shot vaccine. So it is 85% effective overall at preventing severe disease, but only 57% effective against the strain from South Africa, which was, by the way, discovered here in the U.S. in South Carolina. So meantime, check out what happened in Oregon. Healthcare workers coming from a mass vaccination clinic got stuck in a snowstorm. So So what they did to not let those vaccines go to waste, they stopped random drivers, gave the vaccine on the side of the highway, which has a lot of people wondering. We're reading your comments. If that were you, if a stranger came up to your car because they were dressed in plain clothes, right, and they offered you the vaccine, would you take it? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. I hope I would take it, but then you're always wondering, what if these are just a bunch of people trying to trick me?
Are you insane?
What?
I don't even open my front door anymore. I'm not going to take a roadside vaccine if somebody knocks on my window.
Themselves.
No, you're not injecting me on the side of the road while I'm driving by. That's insane.
I would see it as a gift. It's life-saving.
And if they identify, what if someone gave you a half a sandwich at a stoplight? Would you eat it?
That's so different.
No, it's not.
A sandwich compared to a vaccine that we know is life-saving at this point, and that COVID is life or death, and they didn't want them to go to waste. And if they have their credentials, then I don't think it's going to be a bunch of people trying to inject some sort of like deadly virus.
I would rather go with the sandwich than an injection.
Okay, Al, what do you think?
Look, Sam, you know, you worded it kind of strangely. You said a stranger. It's like everybody is a stranger, and people have no problem taking things from strangers all day, every day. You take a cup of coffee from a stranger. You eat food from places. You don't know what's going on back there in that kitchen. And look, we have Google on our phones. I would ask for the person's name, and if they showed up with a badge ID on a hospital website, I'm lifting my sleeve and I'm getting that vaccine right on the side of the road. It's a good story for your kids.
What are you clapping about? When was the last time you got a vaccine, an injection, when you weren't in an office setting?
When was the last time you're in a pandemic and things have to expire and they're going to get thrown out and it could save a life? Now, I do question how you get your second dose, because how is this recorded, right?
That's a really good point.
And I think you do need to bring that up. And my dad, for instance, has a shellfish allergy, and they say if you do have really bad allergies, you probably want to be in a clinic.
I would imagine, though, that when they're about to inject, considering that these were all trained professionals, when they're about to inject, they would ask things like that.
Yeah, right.
So I would hope that that would eliminate, you know, people like your father.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with Al on this one. I would see it as a complete gift. You would regret it.
I'm with Al on this one.
Would regret
Roadside injection, sure. let me just make
extreme times call for extreme measures.
Okay, let me throw this out, a serious point. Yesterday we did a story about a 22-year-old who injected his friends because he had leftover vaccines, and everyone went down this guy's throat. Everyone went down this guy's throat and said he wasted these vaccines. He shouldn't be calling his friends. These people pretty much did the same thing.
But they're nurses.
They had extra vaccines. Let me paint the picture. They had extra vaccines and they gave it to strangers. Whether he gave it to his friends or strangers, your grandmother's still not getting this vaccine. So why aren't these people in trouble?
So this is like comparing apples and oranges. So that boy, or 22-year-old young man, I believe that was his excuse, because he actually changed his organization that was supposed to be a nonprofit for people like healthcare workers and the elderly. He changed it to profit. So he's making money off of it. I also don't believe that he ever had a plan to give those vaccines, or at least the small portion that he had planned for his friends. I think once he was caught, his excuse was, oh, but they were going to expire, so I gave them to my friends. So I don't buy anything about that young man. I think that he is good.
Sam,
yes.
I didn't even think about that. You're exactly right.
I know I am.
So if he
I
gave them
thought
to
that was weird
strangers?
that he changed it to a profit.
Of course.
If he gave them to strangers,
They didn't
you wouldn't
take
have
money.
a problem with it?
Well, first of all,
The
he's trying to
nurses
make
didn't
money
take
off
money.
the pandemic. That's a difference. You can see someone's character just off of that one very action, right? As compared to these individuals who not only are trained, he wasn't even trained. He's not.
He's not a health worker.
He's not even an RN. So everything about him speaks, in my opinion, Jeff, opportunist. As opposed to these individuals, I see people that are trying to do it to help with the vaccination process. They thought their doses were going to expire, so they immediately went to Plan B. And I applaud these people. I do not applaud him. I think he's an opportunist.
Do you ever read Jack Handy?
Yeah. Deep Thoughts by Jack.
There's this deep thought that goes, if you're ever on death row and they're going to give you an injection, clean up your room really nice. And when they come and knock on your cell, be like, injection? I thought you said inspection. And he goes, well, I'll probably get a good laugh out of it, and they'll probably let you go.
They'll let you go. I love it. They'll have a good laugh. They'll let you go.
Nealon used to voice those, right?
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Good. Okay, so 66% of you are with Jeff. You guys say, no, I'm not going to take a vaccine from a stranger.
My people.
All right.
Clean people, by the way.
Carrie Heigl says coffee is different than an injection. I hear that. That's different.
Okay. Yep.
Good ending.
We're about to move on.
Sorry, way to swing right back into
Switching gears here to a shocking new lawsuit is against Subway, claiming the sandwich chain's tuna fish sandwich doesn't actually contain any tuna. The two people who filed the lawsuit together say that they did an independent testing which found the meat in various concoctions that do not contain tuna, blended together to imitate the appearance of tuna. So that is their claims. It's important, of course, to note that the Subway spokesperson called their claims baseless and frivolous, saying there simply is no truth to their allegations. So these are just allegations, Tori. This is an independent investigation that they set forth. What do you make of it?
Look, I'm happy that they said that these are baseless, because if it isn't tuna, you are now breaking a law, and that is false advertisement. If you tell me something is one thing and it's completely different, people might have allergies, there could be deaths, there could be anaphylactic shock. That's an issue. I remember Subway had a problem with their bread. Do you remember this? Because there was too many chemicals, it actually wasn't really bread, and they had to kind of rework it. So if there's zero tuna in it, we're being lied to, and you can sue for, I would think, an enormous class action lawsuit. Anyone who's at a Subway.
And Tori, that goes both ways, though. That goes both ways. If this is an independent investigation, which could happen in somebody's garage somewhere, and they are not telling the truth, and we have it on pretty decent merit that there is actual tuna in that tuna scramble. I don't like tuna, so I don't know what you call it.
Tuna scramble.
Yeah, no, Subway could sue them back, and they should.
Right,
for
defamation. It could hurt their bottom line. We don't know all the details here. I did just get in a comment from Melissa, and this is from somebody that allegedly works with Subway. She says, from someone who has literally mixed tons of it at Subway, it is tuna. It reeks. It comes in the same can you get at a store, only very big. So
that's good to hear.
Someone that supposedly works at Subway. What do you make of just, different, we see this with a lot of different companies. Like, are you really eating chicken nuggets? We find out no. So shouldn't there be repercussions to that?
I would just like some transparency, some honesty, right? I don't care if it's not tuna. Our tuna population is on the decline in real terms. Like, everyone enjoys sushi. It's become so popular. Our population is declining. No one even talks about that, right?
Thank you for saying that.
So I don't mind having an imitation tuna. We have imitation crab. Nobody has a problem with that. It's if you're lying to me.
Yeah,
I don't mind if I'm getting something that tastes like tuna. It's exactly like tuna, but you're doing it with an ice cream scoop. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? So
I love that scoop with the mayo. I'm like, extra mayo.
Like, just tell me. But apparently Subway is like, it is tuna. But I wouldn't mind if some people started faking tuna to protect our population, because imagine my kids can't even enjoy sushi in 50 years.
Many people are faking tuna. There's many brands out there.
I didn't know about this
vegan.
Tuna issue. That there's a tuna depletion.
With everything.
Yeah.
With everything.
No one knows about a tuna issue, Tori.
Yes, they do. I do. Jeff
People
does.
don't talk
That's
about
50%
tuna
of
issues.
this. That's 50% of the subject group right here. So
Yeah,
if I did
Al.
a survey right now.
Why don't you go in and get an injection under the highway?
I'll come with you, Al. I'll be right.
I will.
I'll be right by your side. Al, don't go anywhere. Coming up on DBL, we are catching up with our friend, Queer Eye star Karamo. It's always a fun time when he's on the show, of course. Plus, we're getting our first look at the final season of Keeping Up with Kardashians, and let me tell you, it's a doozy. But first, we're looking back at the extraordinary life, you guys, of actress Cicely Tyson, who sadly passed away. We're going to discuss everything about this true legend when we come back.
The surge in GameStop stock has everyone talking about retail investors, but who are they and why are they all of a sudden wielding so much power? Let's connect the dots. A retail investor is basically anyone who isn't one of the big boys. We're talking individual investors who don't buy and sell securities professionally. They're trading for their personal accounts and often trade dramatically smaller amounts than an institutional investor. Retail investors often use online services like TD Ameritrade or Robinhood to make their trades. So why are retail investors all of a sudden front and center? Well, you can blame coronavirus for that one. All of a sudden, people stuck at home or out of jobs decided to step up their investing. And while the professionals sure do like to complain about retail investors, some research shows they may have helped keep markets afloat when the pandemic hit. According to researchers at the University of Virginia and the University of Zurich, retail investors came to the rescue when professionals fled the market in February, on a small scale, providing liquidity and helping stabilize the market. But it's not all positive. Experts do warn that retail investing is risky, with not enough focus on education. And as we have seen with GameStop, there is concern about retail investors using social media to manipulate the market. Connecting the Dots, I'm Marcelino Benito.
This February, DBL is all new every day.
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Really? Okay.
It is not a freaking joke.
I was shocked.
I meant for you to chime in on.
I don't know what you're saying.
DBL is just getting started.
Here come the Pistons.
I love this story.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. Today we are remembering a pioneering stage, film, and TV legend. Cicely Tyson died yesterday at the age of 96. She was born in East Harlem, starting her career as a model in New York City, and was featured on the cover of many magazines, including Ebony and Jet. She went on to have a remarkable career spanning 7 decades, breaking ground for serious black actors by refusing to take parts that demeaned black people. In 1972, Miss Tyson got an Oscar. You remember that Oscar nomination for her role in the film Sounder. Many know her from the Emmy award-winning portrayal of a former slave in the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman in 1974. And more recently, in 2016, Miss Tyson was awarded, wow, look at her, she looks fantastic, the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Obama. And in 2018, just before her 94th birthday, she was awarded an honorary Oscar. Take a look at Miss Tyson in her own words.
There were a number of issues as a woman born black and living in a country that did not recognize me as a human being. I wanted to address those issues, and that's why I was steadfast in terms of what I was giving to my audiences.
Wow, isn't it interesting now when you listen to her speak and people like her, and I say that in the sense that there's certain people that are so anointed that when they speak, you listen. Like it's almost like that they were just born to be pioneers, right? Did you feel yourself leaning in?
I did, and I'm a big fan of her movies and just obviously of her as a human being. But her cadence was so unique, the way she spoke, and every single word meant something. And, you know, besides her acting, which was obviously phenomenal, received an honorary Oscar, bigger than that was the fact that she pioneered before it was cool, Sam. She pioneered when it was going to cost you money, cost you roles, when there were maybe only 5-10 roles in all of Hollywood for black people, men and women, to refuse those roles because of your pride and dignity. How many of us can really say that we would do that? I hope a lot of young women, young actresses and actors look at her courage and realize that your dignity is more than just a check that you receive.
Wow. Absolutely. I want to take it one step further, Al. It's for everybody out there that says they can't do anything. For all the excuses of the world being against them. And I'm not talking about black women. I'm talking about everybody here, right? You think it's hard for you now. Go back 7 decades and try doing the exact same thing she did. And you think things are hard now? I don't think so. What a true pioneer.
Can you imagine the adversity she's faced?
Not only that, she also crossed over in comedy. She's the first black woman to host SNL.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
And they had in one of the highest ratings ever.
I know.
And it's like this woman touched everyone, everywhere, at different decades, at different times, and means something different. She's resting in power right now.
Yes, she is. What a gift. What a true gift. And we know that not only her movies and everything, her legacy will last forever, but to Al's point, every single young person that has the ability to listen to just one of her speeches will be able to take something from her, and they can apply it to whatever field they're in. So she will definitely be missed. Coming up on DBL, The Weeknd is gearing up for the halftime show at the big game, but wait till you hear what he's going to do to make it perfect, And right after the break, Queer Eye star and my dear friend Karamo Brown and his little dog Logan. We'll be right back.
The Verified team exists to fact-check the suspicious things spreading online and answer your questions. A lot of people on social media are talking about the long-term effects of COVID-19. Like this tweet from a woman who says that she's a trauma surgeon and ICU doctor. It says in part, quote, "I don't know who needs to hear this, but post-COVID lungs look worse than any type of terrible smoker's lungs we've ever seen." So let's verify. Do people who recover from COVID-19 have worse lung damage than longtime smokers? Our sources are two pulmonologists or lung doctors. There's Dr. Panagis Galiatsatos at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. He's also the director of their tobacco treatment clinic. And Michael Mathey at the University of California, San Francisco. They both agree that the tweet is pretty darn accurate, although it's a little too broad. Meaning, not all recovering COVID-19 patients have worse lungs than all smokers.
Mild COVID would be like, I smoked for 1 decade. You know, smoking probably is going to triumph that. Severe COVID versus decades of smoking, I would give it all to severe COVID because it's just a much disastrous lung that we don't have a lot of interventions to help. And like I said, it's an incredibly friable lung.
But Dr. Mathey says there is a silver lining.
Many, if not most of the COVID-19 patients with severe lung injury will have a good prognosis for recovering most of their lung function. And that's exactly the difference with smoking-induced lung injury. The potential for recovery is minimal.
It's also worth noting that a couple weeks after the tweet went viral, the poster then tweeted this. A reminder, this is my personal experience, not a trial or nationwide data. So we can verify that according to our experts, people recovering from severe COVID-19 have worse lung damage than habitual smokers. With your Verify, this is Evan Kozlov.
Now, Karamo Brown is many things. A TV host, motivational speaker, author, entrepreneur, but here's the best one. He's a dear friend and a friend to Daily Blast Live. I spoke with the Queer Eye star earlier, who told me about his new mission to help pet parents. Hey, heads up, we can't help but get giddy around each other. So this is actually, you're gonna see a little part before the interview when Karamo and I thought that the cameras weren't rolling. It's connecting. It's connecting. It's connecting. I hope that I have enough service. I hope that you guys keep some of this. I have poor connection. I know, honey. I know. Poor connection in the studio. You're just going to have to envision me. Joining us is my dear friend and friend of the show, Karamo. Welcome back, Karamo. Looking good, honey.
Thank you, Sam. You know, I try every time I'm with the Daily Blast Live family, especially with you. You all always have your fashion game on point that I'm like, let me put on a little pretty pink to kind of pop with the crew.
Yes, well, looks good. Okay, so Karamo, you know that I keep tabs on you. So the last time I saw your name in a headline, I about freaked out. And of course I wrote you because I'm a huge fan of Netflix's Dear White People. Karamo, what? You're in it now? What is happening? What character are you playing? Are you gonna get into acting? Tell us more.
I've always had this sort of like desire in the back of my head to act more. And so in silence, I started taking little mini acting classes. I told my agent that like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. They said, okay, well, you know, no one knows you're an actor. So if you want to audition, you're gonna have to submit like regular. And so I literally submitted and auditioned like regular for this role on Dear White People. It was my first one, and luckily I did great. And so I'm having such a ball, and it's just a lesson for people in 2021 to like know who you are and know what you want and know that you can get everything that you desire. If you put in the work, ask for help. Like, don't block your dreams. Keep expanding, keep trying new things. It's just an important lesson for people to know because I'm living it myself.
Amen. So what do you do to unwind?
Oh my gosh, first of all, one of the things I do watch, and this is not a joke, is your Instagram feed, because every time I see your beautiful daughter, Sophie, if I see your babies, like it literally brings me joy. If I had ovaries, my ovaries would start pacing like this because I'm just like, you have such a beautiful family and And then to also relax, I just spend time, dancing to a lot of Megan Thee Stallion and Doja Cat.
Ooh, I love that routine. Also, to our viewers out there, some people know you as an entrepreneur. Some people know you as a host, a really fantastic host, by the way. But today, you're a dog dad. So before we get into pet adoptions, I have to point out how important pets are during a crisis like a pandemic. Many say, in fact, that pets help them cope. Did you feel the same way?
The beauty of pets is that pets really do help your mental health. I've had my dog for 15 years. I adopted another one earlier last year, right before the pandemic started. And just having a pet around you really just opens you up and helps you to really know that okay, there's unconditional love, things will get back to normal, and you can lean on your pet in a really special way to really find, kind of balance and focus. Make sure that you're focused on your pet's nutrition. Go to petco.com/newpet because they have curated food recipes and treats. They also have a vital care plan. They also have Petco insurance. They have everything you need to get those essentials and to love, your pets as much as you love yourself. Let me get my pet real quick.
Yeah, where's Logan? Don't hog the camera.
Logan, say hi to Uncle Sam. Say
hi, Logan. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, Karamo, thank you for stopping by. Karamo, we love you. We'll be right back.
Love you, Sam. Love you.
We're talking about taking over-the-counter medications when you get a COVID vaccine. Why are we talking about this? Well, there's been a lot of claims about this circulating online, and a verified viewer sent us this message. They read an article that urged them not to take aspirin, Tylenol, or Advil because they could reduce the effectiveness of vaccines. So let's verify. Is it okay to take over-the-counter pain meds when you get the COVID vaccine? Our sources are the CDC and Dr. Anita Gupta, an assistant professor at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine who specializes in anesthesiology and pain medicine. Let's start with Dr. Gupta.
Taking over-the-counter medications, any number of these, before receiving a vaccine may in fact reduce your ability, or blunt your immune response to the vaccine.
The key there is before. Dr. Gupta explained that common over-the-counter painkillers like Tylenol or Advil can reduce an enzyme in your body that helps your immune system. So avoid taking these medications right before you get the vaccine, but what about afterwards?
After the vaccine, you can take the acetaminophen or ibuprofen.
The CDC echoed Dr. Gupta. They said if you feel uncomfortable or have pain after the vaccine, consider taking acetaminophen or ibuprofen. So bottom line here, over-the-counter pain meds should be avoided right before you get the vaccine, but they're okay to take after you've received the shot. That's verified. And keep in mind, before you start or stop any medication, it's always a good idea to consult with your doctor. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
At DBL, we're always on.
I'm in control. We're trying to give a conversation up here.
Shouldn't he be held accountable?
Absolutely.
This is where I'm going to push back.
Is this my shocked face? Tori, I will walk off the set.
You should.
This February, DBL is all new.
I agree with Al on this one.
Every day.
Yeah, wow, I said it, Tori. Yo. I'm in control.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. So Lisa says, in regard to the vaccination and the drive up that Jeff wasn't
Roadside?
a fan of. This happened near me. They had full credentials and an ambulance and many qualified staff. Some did not take it, feeling unsure like Jeff, but they did find enough to not have any go-to waste. Lakeisha on Facebook says, why the heck would you have a stranger inject something in your body? I can't believe this, but I actually agree with Jeff.
Hey, I'll take it.
Lakeisha.
1 for 100. I'm a winner today.
I know. Okay, so if you're leaving us, you can catch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. You can chat with other viewers and with the host during the commercials, and we'll read your comments on TV. It's your chance to be part of our DBL Nation. So if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Jeff is talking to McLovin actor Christopher Mintz-Plasse. What does he really think about his famous character? And it's the end of an era. We're getting our first look at the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's right. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Tori. Al joining us from home. Okay, so we're getting a first look at the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Not just one of them. There's many. And there are some pretty big reveals. Have a look.
I just feel like it's now time to have another kid. I saw Courtney and Scott asleep together on the couch.
They're definitely made for each other, like they're supposed to be together.
I am just really blessed that we had this opportunity to even do this. We have a lot of memories.
So in case you missed it, it looks like Khloe wants to have another baby with her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Tristan Thompson. Rob Kardashian makes a rare appearance. He hasn't been on the show, really, I guess a little bit for the past 7 seasons. And some fans are freaking out about Kylie's face. They're wondering, has she had even more work done? The final season airs in March. Okay, is this the end of the road for the Kardashians? No.
No, like, do we all agree? Let's raise our hands. No.
We just shook our heads, yeah.
Oh, God, you're so annoying. I think this was a good time to stop. I think it's a great time to stop. I think they're going to move on, but I think a lot of this is kind of phoning it in by now. So I think it's time to be over.
Wait, so what are you saying, that they're not coming back?
No, I'm just saying keeping up with the Kardashians, that whole look and the whole E and that whole, they've done it for 15 years. There's not much to talk about anymore at all.
Are you making a point or just talking?
Oh, fighting words.
Tori, I think there is something to talk about. I do think there's something to talk about. I know this segment is about the Kardashians, but you know what, guys? The four of us have been in television a long time, and we know how transient shows can be. You get a show to go 1, 2, 3 seasons, that's a big deal. This show went for, what, 15? So that's basically enough time for somebody to have a baby and put that kid through school all in the same place. So I'm thinking about the cameramen, the editors, the producers, everybody that got a chance to work on this show and have 15 years of consistent work, which is a godsend in this business. So I appreciate what they did on that behalf.
Wow.
Well said.
I know, me and Tori, we're going to get into it. It's Friday.
What a
I haven't
great
seen her in a
take.
while.
What the heck,
He comes in
Al?
with an educated take.
He's all orator,
Wow.
you know?
Go ahead, Al. What do you think about this next story?
Jeez, forget it.
Genius.
Let's hear Al's take, shall we? The Weeknd is pulling out all the stops and putting up his own cash for his upcoming Super Bowl halftime show. In an interview with Billboard magazine, the singer revealed that he voluntarily put up $7 million of his own money to make the halftime show what he envisioned. Since the stadium in Tampa will only be a third full, The Weeknd says he wants to make the show a cinematic experience for people watching at home. Yes.
I'm just going to say this.
Did you use your own cash?
Yes, because this is the performance you might be remembered for. And let me just say this. I'm not a huge The Weeknd fan. I like that song, Blinding Lights. But when he
did other songs.
Yeah, I know, but that song, I don't have good taste in music. When he was on top of that building and they had the fireworks going off at the last award show, that was one of the best performances I've seen in a while. I think this might be just interactive and really cool.
He's a visionary.
I just don't want the bandages. Can we get rid of the bandages?
I think he's going to evolve and do something new. Maybe not. We'll have to see. Would you take your own dough? No?
Yeah, no way.
Absolutely not.
Look at the
I'd invested in myself. I wouldn't partner with the Super Bowl
This
and put
is
it in there.
investing in himself.
No.
Yes, it is.
They got enough money. They could cover my vision.
Yeah, never with Schroeder.
They're not going to. They only give you a little tiny stipend. He doesn't even make money off of it.
Here's my thing about The Weeknd. And again, I say this with all due respect. I'm not trying to be mean. Is there something? I always think when someone is super creative and super genius, there's almost something wrong. I don't want to, I don't want to say
a little madness.
I don't want to be rude to anybody. There is a little madness. That's a better word to say. I think he might have a little bit of that because he's so creative, so passionate,
so committed,
overdone with the bandages, but it doesn't stop him. Now he's putting in more of his money to this project. He seems like
he throws it all
in. What's the guy who started the airplanes? Leonardo DiCaprio played, the aerodynamic.
Howard Hughes.
He's got like a little Howard Hughes thing going on. What are you laughing at?
You too. I feel like you two are like by a campfire, completely not even a part of this show right now.
Isn't that what it's supposed to be?
Yes, it was perfect. It was perfect.
I was all
no disrespect. No disrespect.
I don't think there's any disrespect. I think to your point, and I'll chime in here, I think that to Jeff's point, he's such a visionary and such an artist that money doesn't mean as much to him.
A good point.
He would rather have the actual accolade and the word of the people saying that they loved it than a big fat check.
Well, no, Sam, I don't even know if it's about I think the big fat check comes later with the streams and the downloads. Don't forget, we all know who The Weeknd is, but a lot of people will watch the halftime show and be like, oh, that's who sings that song. That's what happened to Bruno Mars. A lot of people liked his songs, but a lot of people never really knew what he looked like. Like some people just like they hear that song on the radio and keep going. This is your chance to give the world your business card. You better put your best foot forward. There's a reason that these commercials cost so much money for 30 seconds because everybody knows this is the only time in a world where everything is fractured and people watch YouTube and TikTok and TV and cable. This is the only time where the whole world's looking at what you're doing, so you better come correct.
Amen. He's so good.
Why
today.
is Al being so good today?
Whatever you ate for breakfast, whether it's Frosted Flakes or Corn Flakes, you got it, buddy.
Wait, he only eats cereal.
Well, Frosted, remember
yeah,
Frosted?
No.
He's not
Great
11.
improv, Sam.
Frosted Flakes, other flakes.
Tiger gives you that extra roar.
Did you eat out of a plastic bowl, too, with the wrong hand?
How's your sippy cup?
Sorry. Baby, I meant your Wheaties, buddy. Your Wheaties.
We'll go get a Happy Meal after the show. Good job, buddy.
Just forget I said all that.
I think the last time Sam was at the grocery store was 1980.
I haven't been to the grocery store.
There's new cereals, Sam.
Huh?
Wheat checks.
Wheat checks.
There's new cereals.
I know there's new cereals. I have 2 kids.
You're only mentioning Wheaties and Corn Flakes like it's the 40s.
And Frosted Flakes were all about being the eye of the tiger and being your best champion. Nobody put that together.
Wheaties was actually about Olympic champions. It had nothing to do with tigers at all.
Okay, I can't.
Roar. No, we get you. Totally the tiger.
Thank you.
Totally got you.
I think our viewers got me. Okay, so Katherine Heigl is speaking out about being labeled difficult in Hollywood. In an interview with the Washington Post, Katherine says speaking her mind on set got her branded as ungrateful, which escalated to difficult and then later escalated to unprofessional. She says being shunned in Hollywood affected her mental health so much she felt she would rather be dead. Back in 2008, Katherine got into hot water after she told Vanity Fair the movie Knocked Up portrayed women as humorless, uptight shrews. She also upset her Grey's Anatomy castmates when she withdrew her name from the Emmys because the material she was given that season she believed did not deserve a nomination. Are we too hard on women who speak their minds?
Let me just say this. I stand up for women all the time in the workplace. We all know I stand up for Me Too. I'm a strong feminist. I'll say it proudly. And you actually said a great thing earlier today. Some people are just jerks. This is a Jeff thing. You can be difficult and be wound up as a female issue because you are standing your ground. Or you can disrespect the writers and the people who contributed to your success like she did when she withdrew that nomination and throw them under the bus. I'm sorry. Katherine Heigl, I've heard nothing but alleged horror stories, and I don't want that confused with being difficult when I stand up for myself as a woman. So no, I think she's Heigled herself.
Can I say something? And I want to hear Jeff's opinion on this because you know
Not mine.
I just want to hear what you had to say.
Wow,
yeah,
sexist.
Of course, Jeff hasn't spoken yet.
Either have I.
I just wanted to say.
Go, Jeff. Men first. Men first.
Alex, he just cut you off.
How did you even take it there?
I'm kidding.
No, look,
I love you.
We've all been in entertainment forever, Sam. And I remember when I was a young comedian, this comedy club owner, they'll remain nameless, she was 3 sheets to the wind, but she said something that I always remembered. We were sitting outside, and there was a couple waiters that worked at the club and a couple other comics, and she just said, "Guess what, Al? I'm replaceable, you're replaceable, she's replaceable." And in her drunken stupor, she was right. No matter how big you think you are in this business, they will write you off and recast you. And if you're difficult to work with in a small environment like Hollywood is, or whatever your profession may be, medical sales, your reputation will precede you, and you need to be cognizant of that.
By the way, I think I know exactly who you're talking about, and I'm not even in comedy, but I think I know who you're talking about. Here's my take, man. This is like my whole thing when I came up in this business, is be nice to the people you work with, right? This is like my pet peeve. I can't stand when people are rude to the people around them. I always got my own water. I don't know, what position are you that you're not good enough to get your own water? Like, that's where it starts, right? I broke down all my own equipment at CBS. I wasn't good enough, therefore I had to be better behind the camera than I was on the camera, if that makes any sense. That's how I came up in this business. Whenever I'm on a podcast, whenever I talk to people, whenever they ask suggestions of how you further yourself in this business, that's my first thing. Get your own water. That's my first suggestion. When you start telling people, the writers who work endlessly, tirelessly, hours on end, and say, this script isn't good enough for an Emmy, I'm taking myself out when you got nominated, when the lighting guy, the sound guy, you guys don't know what it takes to run this show. The people in that booth, the way our face looks, the lighting, how it bounces off, this guy running around, Patty working out while she's directing the show. It's endless. And these people work endless hours. And to disrespect that, and just to say, I'm not showing up for this, I'm not doing that, that's why you're not successful anymore. Because you disrespected the people around you. Not because you're a woman, like we said earlier. Not because of the color of your skin, not because of your sexuality. Because sometimes you are just a jerk.
What if we've only heard the sensational headlines, though? And again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
It's a lot of smoke. As Erica says, it's a lot of smoke, Sam.
Right, but we've also had some people like Seth Rogen come out as of recent saying that that if the Me Too movement happened, 12 years prior, that maybe it wouldn't have spun so out of control with Katherine Heigl. So let's just remember that there's always two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. And I'm only saying this to play devil's advocate here.
I appreciate that.
Well, especially also having Seth Rogen now come forward saying, okay, let me just relook at things. When she spoke out, it was 10, 12 years ago, or even longer, in comparison to if she spoke out now, would people be a little bit more empathetic to her? Now, the Emmy thing, totally agree with you, because that completely throws that entire ship. Okay.
Under the bus?
Under the
ship under the bus.
Wow. But I just think the fact that she wants to kill herself, the fact that she is on antidepressants, if that's in direct cause to her just being an a-hole, then you know what? There's nothing you can do about that. But if there's more nuance to the story, I hope that in time we can learn it, because
that's fair.
She's still an individual and she's still a human.
She better learn to swim, because driving a car isn't easy in the mountains.
What?
He was making a statement that made no sense. Trying to say it like throwing the ship under the bus.
How dare you?
Yeah, Tori.
Tori's
on my team.
I was translating. No, he translated. No, we just translated. I'm with Sam, completely with Sam.
Completely left me there, but I had a right to be left, because I don't make any sense sometimes. Coming up on DBL, Bunny Man, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, he's putting on a puppet show on Comedy Central, but what does he really think about McLovin getting all the love? That's coming up next.
Close cap.
The surge in GameStop stock has everyone talking about retail investors, but who are they and why are they all of a sudden wielding so much power? Let's connect the dots. A retail investor is basically anyone who isn't one of the big boys. We're talking individual investors who don't buy and sell securities professionally. They're trading for their personal accounts and often trade dramatically smaller amounts than an institutional investor. Retail investors often use online services like TD Ameritrade or Robinhood to make their trades. So why are retail investors all of a sudden front and center? Well, you can blame coronavirus for that one. All of a sudden, people stuck at home or out of jobs decided to step up their investing. And while the professionals sure do like to complain about retail investors, some research shows they may have helped keep markets afloat when the pandemic hit. According to researchers at the University of Virginia and the University of Zurich, retail investors came to the rescue when professionals fled the market in February, on a small scale, providing liquidity and helping stabilize the market. But it's not all positive. Experts do warn that retail investing is risky, with not enough focus on education. And as we have seen with GameStop, there is concern about retail investors using social media to manipulate the market. Connecting the dots, I'm Marcelino Benito.
This February, DBL is all new every day.
Hold on. No, I think that's ridiculous.
Really? Okay.
It is not a freaking joke.
I was shocked.
How I meant for you to chime in on. I don't know what you're saying.
DBL is just getting started.
Here come the Pistons.
I love this story. Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year.
Welcome back to DBL. So much has happened since the world was introduced to the character McLovin from the movie Superbad. I caught up with actor Christopher Mintz-Plasse to find out more about his latest project in today's Chatting with the Stars. Christopher Mintz-Plasse, welcome to DBL. Now, let's just address the elephant in the room that is McLovin, because I gotta ask, man, do you ever get tired of being recognized as McLovin from Superbad?
Honestly, if there was one thing that came out of this pandemic that was okay, it was taken a year off of staying home and not getting screamed McLovin on the street. But honestly, man, it's really sweet. It's really nice. People love the movie and they love the character. So it's great. I love having conversations about it with people.
Yeah, I got one more question before we get to your wild-looking new Comedy Central series. I met you actually in like 2015, 2016 on the sideline of an Ole Miss football game. Do you remember being at that game? I was just kind of wondering why you were there.
Absolutely. Yes, I went with my buddy Nick Braun to an Ole Miss game because we had a mutual friend who lived out there and just said going to an Ole Miss game is one of the craziest. Just the atmosphere is insane out there, so we flew it. That's crazy that we met.
I met you on the sidelines, and Brooks from Brooks and Dunn was there, and it was a wild, crazy atmosphere. And I remember meeting you, and I was like, I wonder if he remembers that experience.
Oh yeah, it was a delight.
Absolutely, what a great experience. Let's get to your new series on Comedy Central, Blark Son. Listen, why are people going to love this series other than you're in it?
I think it's, there's not many puppet shows out there right now that, it's got a real good message of a father and son trying to find a common ground together. And it's got a great, unique cast. It's got Donald Faison, Jim Rash, Justin Roiland, Jane Lynch is in the new season. And I think, we got really great joke writers from shows I've worked on. We brought them on. And I think the show just has such a cool, unique, special look to it. I think people are really gonna like it.
Do you get to see the other actors like Jane Lynch? Do you get to work with them? Or this being a puppet kind of featured show, do you kind of do your own thing and you don't see the other actors?
Yeah, especially with what's going around with COVID right now, no actors saw each other, no one worked in the same room. In the original, when pre-COVID in season 1, Ben and I, who voices Blark, him and I would do all our scenes together in the same room, which brought a really good chemistry out. But just for safety reasons, nobody saw each other this year.
Christopher, thank you so much for joining us here on DBL and DBL Nation. You can catch new episodes of Blark Son on Comedy Central's social media platforms. We'll be right back, everybody.
Definitely, yeah.
It's only a minute.
The Verified team exists to fact check the suspicious things spreading online and answer your questions. A lot of people on social media are talking about the long-term effects of COVID-19. Like this tweet from a woman who says that she's a trauma surgeon and ICU doctor. It says in part, quote, "I don't know who needs to hear this, but post-COVID lungs look worse than any type of terrible smoker's lungs we've ever seen." So let's verify. Do people who recover from COVID-19 have worse lung damage than longtime smokers? Our sources are 2 pulmonologists or lung doctors. There's Dr. Panagis Galiatsatos at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. He's also the director of their tobacco treatment clinic. And Michael Mathey at the University of California, San Francisco. They both agree that the tweet is pretty darn accurate, although it's a little too broad. Meaning, not all recovering COVID-19 patients have worse lungs than all smokers.
Mild COVID would be like, I smoked for 1 decade. Smoking probably is going to triumph that. Severe COVID versus decades of smoking, I would give it all to severe COVID because it's just a much disastrous lung that we don't have a lot of interventions to help. And like I said, it's an incredibly friable lung.
But Dr. Mathey says there is a silver lining.
Many, if not most of the COVID-19 patients with severe lung injury will have a good prognosis for recovering most of their lung function. And that's exactly the difference with smoking-induced lung injury. The potential for recovery is minimal.
It's also worth noting that a couple weeks after the tweet went viral, the poster then tweeted this. A reminder, this is my personal experience, not a trial or nationwide data. So we can verify that according to our experts, people recovering from severe COVID-19 have worse lung damage than habitual smokers. With your Verify, this is Evan Kozlov.
Biden administration has made it clear they plan to make America a 100% clean energy economy by 2050. Automakers are not far behind. One just released a new car that emits nothing more than water. Wow, we're breaking it all down in this DBL Road Report. From From record hurricane seasons to wildfires, it's hard to not think about climate change and global warming. Did you know the largest contributor is actually the vehicles we drive every day? So how do we cut back? Alternative fuel and electric cars is a great start. The industry is booming and Toyota is on the forefront with their 2021 Mirai.
This is a vehicle that not only has amazing styling and design, incredible handling and performance. We truly believe that there is a future for hydrogen and it will only continue to grow.
The Mirai is the world's first mass-produced hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. What exactly does that mean?
That combines hydrogen from the tanks with oxygen from the air to form water that goes out the tailpipe, and a byproduct of that reaction is electricity, which drives the vehicle.
Your typical electric vehicle takes about 12 hours to charge and can travel about 250 miles. The Mirai fills up in 5 minutes and has up to 402 EPA estimated driving range. It's also the lowest cost zero-emission vehicle. It's all part of Toyota's commitment to significantly reduce carbon dioxide emissions by 2050.
As we look toward the future, we should do things that will help have a lasting positive impact for not 5, 10 years from now, but 20, 30, and 40 years from now. Small delivery vans, medium and heavy-duty trucks. The entire world is recognizing that there is going to be the need to have hydrogen energy.
Industry experts see hydrogen power as being the stepping stone to helping reduce our carbon footprint. The Mirai is available in Hawaii and California with plans to expand all across the U.S. So visit Toyota's website to learn more. Ooh, I love this.
Water.
This is not only water, but it's like the fact that we, hopefully for our children's sake, can start to curb some of that, the CO2 emissions.
And also, I was telling Jeff earlier, too, that there's a whole group of people that if they can be vocationally trained to work in this industry, you've just opened up an enormous amount of jobs from coal, which is super outdated. So it's a great opportunity. You have anything?
Are you going to get a water emission car? Can you just fill it up yourself?
I was just thinking like the flux capacitor. Remember he throws like the garbage in there, like the banana?
Marty!
They take off?
Marty, we gotta go, Marty!
What?
See, that's the button right there. Boom.
Oh my gosh, you two are just like completely like connected today. It's amazing.
Marty, we gotta go.
We should do a show like after the show?
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
We're talking about taking over-the-counter medications when you get a COVID vaccine. Why are we talking about this? Well, there's been a lot of claims about this circulating online, and a verified viewer sent us this message. They read an article that urged them not to take aspirin, Tylenol, or Advil because they could reduce the effectiveness of vaccines. So let's verify. Is it okay to take over-the-counter pain meds when you get the COVID vaccine? Our sources are the CDC and Dr. Anita Gupta, an assistant professor at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine who specializes in anesthesiology and pain medicine. Let's start with Dr. Gupta.
Taking over-the-counter medications, any number of these, before receiving a vaccine may in fact reduce your ability, or blunt your immune response to the vaccine.
The key there is before. Dr. Gupta explained that common over-the-counter painkillers like Tylenol or Advil can reduce an enzyme in your body that helps your immune system. So avoid taking these medications right before you get the vaccine, but what about afterwards?
After the vaccine, you can take the acetaminophen or ibuprofen.
The CDC echoed Dr. Gupta. They said if you feel uncomfortable or have pain after the vaccine, consider taking acetaminophen or ibuprofen. So bottom line here, over-the-counter pain meds should be avoided right before you get the vaccine, but they're okay to take after you've received the shot. That's verified. And keep in mind, before you start or stop any medication, it's always a good idea to consult with your doctor. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
At DBL, we're always on.
I'm in control. You're trying to give a conversation up here.
Shouldn't he be held accountable?
Absolutely.
This is where I'm going to push back.
Is this my shocked face? Tori, I will walk off the set.
You should.
This February, DBL is all new.
I agree with Al on this one.
Every day.
Yeah, wow, I said it, Tori. Yo. I'm in control.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Okay, so in regard to the weekend, Marcy says, I'm so over the weekend. Get new music and ditch the bandages. Aw. Damon says he's going to knock it out of the park at the Super Bowl. He always brings so much energy. I'm really excited to see what he does. And then in regard to the Kardashians, Melanie says, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Wow. DBL's new every day. We'll see you Monday. Same time, same place. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye, Al. Bye, Al.
About today on Daily Blast Live.
Healthcare workers stuck in a snowstorm with soon-to-expire COVID vaccines end up giving the shots to other drivers. DBL Nation, would you take it if a stranger knocked on your car window? Subway gets slapped with a lawsuit claiming its tuna sandwiches aren't really tuna? Do we have a foot-long fraud on our hands here? The final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians is almost here.
I just want you to know I really appreciate you guys, each and every one of you.
Are they regretting the decision to walk away from the show? And Queer Eye's Karamo Brown is on the show, so you know it's gonna be a good time.
Logan, say hi to Austin Down. Say hi to Logan.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Friday, January 29th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Tori. Just so you all know at home, and Al, they've already started arguing.
A little bit snuck through the microphone.
I'm so sorry if you heard me.
It's going to be a rocky show. And I'm going to love every single moment.
Already arguing.
I know. All right, so let's begin, because all week we've been talking about vaccines, and now the results are out for Johnson & Johnson's single-shot vaccine. So it is 85% effective overall at preventing severe disease, but only 57% effective against the strain from South Africa, which was, by the way, discovered here in the U.S. in South Carolina. So meantime, check out what happened in Oregon. Healthcare workers coming from a mass vaccination clinic got stuck in a snowstorm. So what they did to not let those vaccines go to waste, they stopped random drivers, gave the vaccine on the side of the highway, which has a lot of people wondering. We're reading your comments. If that were you, if a stranger came up to your car because they were dressed in plain clothes, right, and they offered you the vaccine, would you take it? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. I hope I would take it, but then you're always wondering, what if these are just a bunch of people trying to trick me?
Are you insane?
What?
I don't even open my front door anymore. I'm not going to take a roadside vaccine if somebody knocks on my window.
Themselves?
No, you're not injecting me on the side of the road while I'm driving by. That's insane.
I would see it as a gift. It's life-saving.
And if they identify, what if someone gave you a half a sandwich at a stoplight? Would you eat it?
That's so different.
No, it's not.
A sandwich compared to a vaccine that we know is life-saving at this point, and that COVID is life or death, and they didn't want them to go to waste. And if they have their credentials, then I don't think it's going to be a bunch of people trying to inject some sort of like deadly virus.
I would rather go with the sandwich than an injection.
Okay, Al, what do you think?
Look, Sam, you know, you worded it kind of strangely. You said a stranger. It's like everybody is a stranger, and people have no problem taking things from strangers all day, every day. You take a cup of coffee from a stranger. You eat food from places. You don't know what's going on back there in that kitchen. And look, we have Google on our phones. I would ask for the person's name, and if they showed up with a badge ID on a hospital website, I'm lifting my sleeve and I'm getting that vaccine right on the side of the road. It's a good story for your kids.
What are you clapping about? When was the last time you got a vaccine, an injection, when you weren't in an office setting?
When was the last time you're in a pandemic and things have to expire and they're going to get thrown out and it could save a life? Now, I do question how you get your second dose, because how is this recorded, right?
That's a really good
point. And I think you do need to bring that up. And my dad, for instance, has a shellfish allergy, and they say if you do have really bad allergies, you probably want to be in a clinic.
I would imagine, though, that when they're about to inject, considering that these were all trained professionals, when they're about to inject, they would ask things like that.
Yeah, right.
So I would hope that that would eliminate, you know, people like your father.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with Al on this one. I would see it as a complete gift. You would regret it.
I'm with Al on this one. Roadside injections, sure. let me just make
extreme times call for extreme measures.
Okay, let me throw this out, a serious point. Yesterday we did a story about a 22-year-old who injected his friends because he had leftover vaccines, and everyone went down this guy's throat. Everyone went down this guy's throat and said he wasted these vaccines. He shouldn't be calling his friends. These people pretty much did the same thing.
But they're nurses.
They had extra vaccines. Let me paint the picture. They had extra vaccines and they gave it to strangers. Whether he gave it to his friends or strangers, your grandmother's still not getting this vaccine. So why aren't these people in trouble?
So this is like comparing apples and oranges. So that boy, or 22-year-old young man, I believe that was his excuse, because he actually changed his organization that was supposed to be a nonprofit for people like healthcare workers and the elderly. He changed it to profit. So he's making money off of it. I also don't believe that he ever had a plan to give those vaccines, or at least the small portion that he had planned for his friends. I think once he was caught, his excuse was, oh, but they were going to expire, so I gave them to my friends. So I don't buy anything about that young man. I think that he is good.
Sam,
yes.
I didn't even think about that. You're exactly right.
I know him.
So if he
I
gave them
thought
the
that was weird
strangers?
that he changed it to a profit.
Of course.
If he gave them the strangers,
They didn't
you wouldn't
take
have
money.
a problem with it?
Well, first of all,
The
he's trying to
nurses
make
didn't
money
take
off
money.
a pandemic. That's a different. You can see someone's character just off of that one very action, right? As compared to these individuals who not only are trained, he wasn't even trained. He's not.
Yeah, he's not a health worker.
He's
Right,
not
right,
even an
right.
RN. So everything about him speaks, in my opinion, Jeff, opportunist. As opposed to these individuals, I see people that are trying to do it to help with the vaccination process. They thought their doses were going to expire, so they immediately went to Plan B. And I applaud these people. I do not applaud him. I think he's an opportunist.
Do you ever read Jack Handy?
Yeah. Deep Thoughts by Jack.
There's this deep thought that goes, if you're ever on death row and they're going to give you an injection, clean up your room really nice. And when they come and knock on your cell, be like, injection? I thought you said inspection. And he goes, well, I'll probably get a good laugh out of it, and they'll probably let you go.
They'll let you go. I love it. They'll have a good laugh. They'll let you go.
Nealon used to voice those, right?
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Good. Okay, so 66% of you are with Jeff. You guys say, no, I'm not going to take a vaccine from a stranger.
My people.
All right.
Clean people, by the way.
Carrie Heigl says coffee is different than an injection. I hear that. That's different.
Okay. Yep.
Good ending.
We're about to move on.
Sorry, way to swing right back in.
Switching gears here to a shocking new lawsuit is against Subway, claiming the sandwich chain's tuna fish sandwich doesn't actually contain any tuna. The two people who filed the lawsuit together say that they did an independent testing, which found the meat in various concoctions that do not contain tuna, blended together to imitate the appearance of tuna. So that is their claims. It's important, of course, to note that the Subway spokesperson called their claims baseless and frivolous, saying there simply is no truth to their allegations. So these are just allegations, Tori. This is an independent investigation that they set forth. What do you make of it?
Look, I'm happy that they said that these are baseless, because if it isn't tuna, you are now breaking a law, and that is false advertisement. If you tell me something is one thing and it's completely different, people might have allergies, there could be deaths, there could be anaphylactic shock. That's an issue. I remember Subway had a problem with their bread. Do you remember this? Because there was too many chemicals, it actually wasn't really bread, and they had to kind of rework it. So if there's zero tuna in it, we're being lied to, and you can sue for, I would think, an enormous class action lawsuit. Anyone who's at a Subway.
And Tori, that goes both ways, though. That goes both ways. If this is an independent investigation, which could happen in somebody's garage somewhere, and they are not telling the truth, and we have it on pretty decent merit that there is actual tuna in that tuna scramble. I don't like tuna, so I don't know what you call it.
Tuna scramble.
Yeah, no, Subway could sue them back, and they should.
Right,
for
defamation. It could hurt their
sure.
bottom line. We don't know all the details here. I did just get in a comment from Melissa, and this is from somebody that allegedly works with Subway. She says, from someone who has literally mixed tons of it at Subway, it is tuna. It reeks. It comes in the same can you get at a store, only very big. So
that's good to hear.
There's someone that supposedly works at Subway. What do you make of just, different, we see this with a lot of different companies. Like, are you really eating chicken nuggets? We find out no. So shouldn't there be repercussions to that?
I would just like some transparency, some honesty, right? I don't care if it's not tuna. Our tuna population is on the decline in real terms. Like, everyone enjoys sushi. It's become so popular. Our population is declining.
Thank you
no
for
one
saying
even
that.
talks about
Thank
that, right?
you for saying
so
that.
I don't mind having an imitation tuna. We have imitation crab. Nobody has a problem with that. It's if you're lying to me.
Yeah,
I don't
false
mind if I'm
advertising,
getting something that tastes like tuna. It's exactly like tuna, but you're doing it with an ice cream scoop. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? So
I love that scoop with the mayo. I'm like, extra
so
mayo.
it's like, just tell me. But apparently Subway is like, it is tuna. But I wouldn't mind if some people started faking tuna to protect our population, because imagine my kids can't even enjoy sushi in 50 years.
Many people are faking tuna. There's many brands out there.
I didn't know
that
about
are
this
vegan.
tuna issue. That there's a tuna depletion.
With everything.
Yeah.
With everything.
No one knows about a tuna issue, Tori.
Yes, they do. I do. Jeff
People
does.
don't talk
That's
about
50%
tuna
of
issues.
this. That's 50% of the subject group right here. So
Yeah,
if I
Al.
did a survey right now,
Why don't you go in and get an injection under the highway?
I'll come with you. I'll be right.
I will.
I'll be right by your side. Al, don't go anywhere. Coming up on DBL, we are catching up with our friend and Queer Eye star, Karamo. It's always a fun time when he's on the show, of course. Plus, we're getting our first look at the final season of Keeping Up with Kardashians. And let me tell you, it's a doozy. But first, we're looking back at the extraordinary life, you guys, of actress Cicely Tyson, who sadly passed away. We're going to discuss everything about this true legend when we come back.
This is
The surge in GameStop stock has everyone talking about retail investors. But who are they, and why are they all of a sudden wielding so much power? Let's connect the dots. A retail investor is basically anyone who isn't one of the big boys. We're talking individual investors who don't buy and sell securities professionally. They're trading for their personal accounts and often trade dramatically smaller amounts than an institutional investor. Retail investors often use online services like TD Ameritrade or Robinhood to make their trades. So why are retail investors all of a sudden front and center? Well, you can blame coronavirus for that one. All of a sudden, people stuck at home or out of jobs decided to step up their investing. And while the professionals sure do like to complain about retail investors, some research shows they may have helped keep markets afloat when the pandemic hit. According to researchers at the University of Virginia and the University of Zurich, retail investors came to the rescue when professionals fled the market in February, on a small scale, providing liquidity and helping stabilize the market. But it's not all positive. Experts do warn that retail investing is risky, with not enough focus on education. And as we have seen with GameStop, there is concern about retail investors using social media to manipulate the market. Connecting the dots, I'm Marcelino Benito.
This February, DBL is all new every day.
Hold on.
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Really? Okay. It is not a freaking joke. I was shocked. I meant for you to chime in on. I don't know what you're saying.
DBL is just getting started.
Here come the Pistons.
I love this story. Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. Today we are remembering a pioneering stage, film, and TV legend. Cicely Tyson died yesterday at the age of 96. She was born in East Harlem, starting her career as a model in New York City, and was featured on the cover of many magazines, including Ebony and Jet. She went on to have a remarkable career spanning 7 decades, breaking ground for serious black actors by refusing to take parts that demeaned black people. In 1972, Miss Tyson got an Oscar. You remember that Oscar nomination for her role in the film Sounder. Many know her from the Emmy award-winning portrayal of a former slave in the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman in 1974. And more recently, in 2016, Miss Tyson was awarded, wow, look at her, she looks fantastic, the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Obama. And in 2018, just before her 94th birthday, she was awarded an honorary Oscar. Take a look at Miss Tyson in her own words.
There were a number of issues as a woman born black and living in a country that did not recognize me as a human being. I wanted to address those issues, and that's why I was steadfast in terms of what I was giving to my audiences.
Wow, isn't it interesting now when you listen to her speak and people like her, and I say that in the sense that there's certain people that are so anointed that when they speak, you listen. Like it's almost like that they were just born to be pioneers, right? Did you feel yourself leaning in?
I did, and I'm a big fan of her movies and just obviously of her as a human being. But her cadence was so unique, the way she spoke, and every single word meant something. And, you know, besides her acting, which was obviously phenomenal, received an honorary Oscar, bigger than that was the fact that she pioneered before it was cool, Sam. She pioneered when it was going to cost you money, cost you roles, when there were maybe only 5-10 roles in all of Hollywood for black people, men and women, to refuse those roles because of your pride and dignity. How many of us can really say that we would do that? I hope a lot of young women, young actresses and actors look at her courage and realize that your dignity is more than just a check that you receive.
Wow. Absolutely. I want to take it one step further, Al. It's for everybody out there that says they can't do anything. For all the excuses of the world being against them. And I'm not talking about black women. I'm talking about everybody here, right? You think it's hard for you now. Go back 7 decades and try doing the exact same thing she did. And you think things are hard now? I don't think so. What a true pioneer.
Can you imagine the adversity she's faced?
Not only that, she also crossed over in comedy. She's the first black woman to host SNL.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
And they had in one of the highest ratings ever.
I know.
And it's like this woman touched everyone, everywhere, at different decades, at different times, and means something different. She's resting in power right now.
Yes, she is. What a gift. What a true gift. And we know that not only her movies and everything, her legacy will last forever, but to Al's point, every single young person that has the ability to listen to just one of her speeches will be able to take something from her, and they can apply it to whatever field they're in. So she will definitely be missed. Coming up on DBL, The Weeknd is gearing up for the halftime show at the big game, but wait till you hear what he's going to do to make it perfect, And right after the break, Queer Eye star and my dear friend Karamo Brown and his little dog Logan. We'll be right back.
The Verified team exists to fact-check the suspicious things spreading online and answer your questions. A lot of people on social media are talking about the long-term effects of COVID-19. Like this tweet from a woman who says that she's a trauma surgeon and ICU doctor. It says in part, quote, "I don't know who needs to hear this, but post-COVID lungs look worse than any type of terrible smoker's lungs we've ever seen." So let's verify. Do people who recover from COVID-19 have worse lung damage than longtime smokers? Our sources are two pulmonologists or lung doctors. There's Dr. Panagis Galiatsatos at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. He's also the director of their tobacco treatment clinic. And Michael Mathey at the University of California, San Francisco. They both agree that the tweet is pretty darn accurate, although it's a little too broad. Meaning, not all recovering COVID-19 patients have worse lungs than all smokers.
Mild COVID would be like, I smoked for 1 decade. Smoking probably is going to triumph that. Severe COVID versus decades of smoking, I would give it all to severe COVID because it's just a much disastrous lung that we don't have a lot of interventions to help. And like I said, it's an incredibly friable lung.
But Dr. Mathey says there is a silver lining.
Many, if not most, of the COVID-19 patients with severe lung injury will have a good prognosis for recovering most of their lung function. And that's exactly the difference with smoking-induced lung injury. The potential for recovery is minimal.
It's also worth noting that a couple weeks after the tweet went viral, the poster then tweeted this. A reminder, this is my personal experience, not a trial or nationwide data. So we can verify that according to our experts, people recovering from severe COVID-19 have worse lung damage than habitual smokers. With your Verify, this is Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. Karamo Brown is many things. A TV host, motivational speaker, author, entrepreneur, but here's the best one. He's a dear friend and a friend to Daily Bus Live. I spoke with the Queer Eye star earlier who told me about his new mission to help pet parents. Hey, heads up, we can't help but get giddy around each other. So this is actually, you're going to see a little part before the interview when Karamo and I thought that the cameras weren't rolling. It's connecting. It's connecting. It's connecting. I hope that I have enough service. I hope that you guys keep some of this. I have poor connection. I know, honey. I know. Poor connection in the studio. You're just going to have to envision me. Joining us is my dear friend and friend of the show, Karamo. Welcome back, Karamo. Looking good, honey.
Thank you, Sam. I try every time I'm with the Daily Bus Live family, especially with you. You all always have your fashion game on point that I'm like, let me put on a little pretty pink to kind of pop with the crew.
Yes, well, looks good. Okay, so Karamo, you know that I keep tabs on you. So the last time I saw your name in a headline, I about freaked out. And of course I wrote you because I'm a huge fan of Netflix's Dear White People. Karamo, what? You're in it now? What is happening? What character are you playing? Are you gonna get into acting? Tell us more.
I've always had this sort of like desire in the back of my head to act more. And so in silence, I started taking little mini acting classes. I told my agent that like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. They said, okay, well, no one knows you's an actor. So if you want to audition, you're gonna have to submit like regular. And so I literally submitted and auditioned like regular for this role on Dear White People. It was my first one, and luckily I did great. And so I'm having such a ball, and it's just a lesson for people in 2021 to like know who you are and know what you want and know that you can get everything that you desire. If you put in the work, ask for help. Like, don't block your dreams. Keep expanding, keep trying new things. It's just an important lesson for people to know because I'm living it myself.
Amen. So what do you do to unwind? mind?
Oh my gosh, first of all, one of the things I do watch, and this is not a joke, is your Instagram feed, because every time I see your beautiful daughter, Sophie, if I see your babies, like it literally brings me joy. If I had ovaries, my ovaries would start pacing like this, because I'm just like, you have such a beautiful family. And then to also relax, I just spend time, dancing to a lot of Megan Thee Stallion and Doja Cat.
Ooh, I love that routine. Also, to our viewers out there, some people know you as an entrepreneur. Some people know you as a host, a really fantastic host, by the way. But today, you're a dog dad. So before we get into pet adoptions, I have to point out how important pets are during a crisis like a pandemic. Many say, in fact, that pets help them cope. Did you feel the same way?
The beauty of pets is that pets really do help your mental health. I've had my dog for 15 years. I adopted another one earlier last year, right before the pandemic started. And just having a pet around you really just opens you up and helps you to really know that okay, there's unconditional love, things will get back to normal, and you can lean on your pet in a really special way to really find, kind of balance and focus. Make sure that you're focused on your pet's nutrition. Go to petco.com/newpet, because they have curated food recipes and treats. They also have a vital care plan. They also have Petco insurance. They have everything you need to get those essentials and to love, your pets as much as you love yourself. Let me get my pet real quick.
Yeah, where's Logan? Don't hog the camera.
Logan, say hi to Uncle Sam. Say hi,
Logan. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, Karamo, thank you for stopping by. Karamo, we love you. We'll be right back.
Love you, Sam. Love Daily Basketball.
We're talking about taking over-the-counter medications when you get a COVID vaccine. Why are we talking about this? Well, there's been a lot of claims about this circulating online, and a verified viewer sent us this message. They read an article that urged them not to take aspirin, Tylenol, or Advil because they could reduce the effectiveness of vaccines. So let's verify. Is it okay to take over-the-counter pain meds when you get the COVID vaccine? Our sources are the CDC and Dr. Anita Gupta, an assistant professor at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine who specializes in anesthesiology and pain medicine. Let's start with Dr. Gupta.
Taking over-the-counter medications, any number of these, before receiving a vaccine may in fact reduce your ability, or blunt your immune response to the vaccine.
The key there is before. Dr. Gupta explained that common over-the-counter painkillers like Tylenol or Advil can reduce an enzyme in your body that helps your immune system. So avoid taking these medications right before you get the vaccine, but what about afterwards?
After the vaccine, you can take the acetaminophen or ibuprofen.
The CDC echoed Dr. Gupta. They said if you feel uncomfortable or have pain after the vaccine, consider taking acetaminophen or ibuprofen. So bottom line here, over-the-counter pain meds should be avoided right before you get the vaccine, but they're okay to take after you've received the shot. That's verified. And keep in mind, before you start or stop any medication, it's always a good idea to consult with your doctor. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
At DBL, we're always on.
I'm in control. You're trying to give a conversation up here.
Shouldn't he be held accountable?
Absolutely.
This is where I'm going to push back.
Is this my shocked face? Tori, I will walk off the set.
You should.
This February, DBL is all new.
I agree with Al on this one.
Every day.
Yeah, wow, I said it, Tori. Yo.
I'm in control, 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 control.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. So Lisa says, in regard to the vaccination and the drive up that Jeff wasn't a fan of, this happened near me. They had full credentials and an ambulance and many qualified staff. Some did not take it, feeling unsure like Jeff, but they did find enough to not have any go-to waste. Lakeisha on Facebook says, why the heck would you have a stranger inject something in your body? I can't believe this, but I actually agree with Jeff.
Hey, I'll take it. 1 for 100. I'm a winner today.
I know. Okay, so if you're leaving us, you can catch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. You can chat with other viewers and with the host during the commercials, and we'll read your comments on TV. It's your chance to be part of our DBL Nation. So if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Jeff is talking to McLovin actor Christopher Mintz-Plasse. What does he really think about his famous character? And it's the end of an era. We're getting our first look at the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's right. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Tori. Al joining us from home. Okay, so we're getting a first look at the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, not just one of them. There's many. And there are some pretty big reveals. Have a look.
I just feel like it's now time to have another kid. I saw Courtney and Scott asleep together on the couch.
They're definitely made for each other, like they're supposed to be together.
I am just really blessed that we had this opportunity to even do this. We have a lot of memories.
So in case you missed it, it looks like Khloe wants to have another baby with her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Tristan Thompson. Rob Kardashian makes a rare appearance. He hasn't been on the show, really, I guess a little bit for the past 7 seasons. And some fans are freaking out about Kylie's face. They're wondering, has she had even more work done? The final season airs in March. Okay, is this the end of the road for the Kardashians? No.
No, like, do we all agree? Let's raise our hands. No.
We just shook our heads, yeah.
Oh God, you're so annoying. I think this was a good time to stop. I think it's a great time to stop. I think they're going to move on, but I think a lot of this is kind of phoning it in by now. So I think it's time to be over.
Wait, so what are you saying, that they're not coming back?
No, I'm just saying, keeping up with the Kardashians, that whole look and the whole E and that whole, they've done it for 15 years. There's not much to talk about anymore at all.
Are you making a point or just talking?
Oh, fighting words.
Tori, I think there is something to talk about. I do think there's something to talk about. I know this segment is about the Kardashians, but you know what, guys? The 4 of us have been in television a long time, and we know how transient shows can be. You get a show to go 1, 2, 3 seasons, that's a big deal. This show went for, what, 15? So that's basically enough time for somebody to have a baby and put that kid through school all in the same place. So I'm thinking about the cameramen, the editors, the producers, everybody that got a chance to work on this show and have 15 years of consistent work, which is a godsend in this business. So I appreciate what they did on that behalf.
Wow.
Well said.
I know,
Okay,
me and Tori, we're going to get into it. It's Friday.
What a
I haven't
great
seen her in a
take.
while.
What the heck,
He comes in with an educated take.
He's all orator, you know?
Go ahead, Al. What do you think about this next story?
Jeez, forget it.
Genius.
Let's hear Al's take, shall we? The Weeknd is pulling out all the stops and putting up his own cash for his upcoming Super Bowl halftime show. In an interview with Billboard magazine, the singer revealed that he voluntarily put up $7 million of his own money to make the halftime show what he envisioned. Since the stadium in Tampa will only be a third full, The Weeknd says he wants to make the show a cinematic experience for people watching at home. Yes.
I'm just going to say this.
Did you use your own cash?
Yes, because this is the performance you might be remembered for. And let me just say this. I'm not a huge The Weeknd fan. I like that song, Blinding Lights. But when he
did other songs.
Yeah, I know, but that song, I don't have good taste in music. When he was on top of that building and they had the fireworks going off at the last award show, that was one of the best performances I've seen in a while. I think this might be just interactive and really cool.
He's a visionary.
I just don't want the bandages. Can we get rid of the bandages?
I think he's going to evolve and do something new. Maybe not. We'll have to see. Would you take your own dough? No?
Yeah, no way.
Absolutely not.
Look at the no.
I'd invested in myself. I wouldn't partner with the Super Bowl and put it in there.
This is investing in himself.
No.
Yes, it is.
They got enough money. They could cover my vision.
Yeah, never with Schroeder.
They're not going to. They only give you a little tiny stipend. He doesn't even make money off of it.
Here's my thing about The Weeknd. And again, I say this with all due respect. I'm not trying to be mean. Is there something? I always think when someone is super creative and super genius, there's almost something wrong. I don't want to, I don't want to say
a little madness. A little
I don't want to be rude to anybody. There is a little madness. That's a better word to say. I think he might have a little bit of that because he's so creative, so passionate,
so committed, yeah.
Overdone with the bandages, but it doesn't stop him. Now he's putting in more of his money to this project. He seems like
he throws it all in.
What's the guy who started the airplanes? Leonardo DiCaprio played. You know, the aerodynamic.
Howard Hughes.
He's got like a little Howard Hughes thing going on. What are you laughing at?
You too. I feel like you two are like by a campfire, completely not even a part of this show right now.
Isn't that what it's supposed to be like?
Yes, it was perfect. It was perfect.
I was all
no disrespect. No disrespect.
I don't think there's any disrespect. I think to your point, and I'll chime in here, I think that to Jeff's point, he's such a visionary and such an artist that money doesn't mean as much to him.
A good point.
He would rather have the actual accolade and the word of the people saying that they loved it than a big fat check.
Well, no, Sam, I don't even know if it's about I think the big fat check comes later with the streams and the downloads. Don't forget, we all know who The Weeknd is, but a lot of people will watch the halftime show and be like, oh, that's who sings that song. That's what happened to Bruno Mars. A lot of people liked his songs, but a lot of people never really knew what he looked like. Like some people just like they hear that song on the radio and keep going. This is your chance to give the world your business card. You better put your best foot forward. There's a reason that these commercials cost so much money for 30 seconds because everybody knows this is the only time in a world where everything is fractured and people watch YouTube and TikTok and TV and cable. This is the only time where the whole world's looking at in what you're doing, so you better come correct.
Amen. He's so good
Why is
today.
Al being so good
you
today?
Are, whatever you ate for breakfast, whether it's Frosted Flakes or Corn Flakes, you got it, buddy.
But he only eats cereal.
Well, you know, Frosted, remember
Yeah,
Frosted?
I know.
He's not
Great
11.
improv, Sam.
Frosted Flakes, other flakes.
The tiger gives you that extra roar.
Did you eat out of a plastic bowl, too, with the wrong hand?
How's your sippy cup?
Sorry. Baby, I meant your Wheaties, buddy. Your Wheaties.
We'll go get a Happy Meal after the show. Good job, buddy.
Just forget I said all that.
I think the last time Sam was at the grocery store was 1980.
I haven't been to the grocery store.
There's
Good for
new
you.
cereals, Sam.
Huh?
Wheat checks.
Wheat checks.
There's new cereals.
I know there's new cereals. I have 2 kids.
You're only mentioning Wheaties and Corn Flakes like it's the 40s.
And Frosted Flakes were all about being the eye of the tiger and being your best champion. Nobody put that
Wheaties
together.
was actually about Olympic champions. It had nothing to do with tigers at all.
Okay, I can't.
Roar. No, we get you. Totally the tiger.
Thank you.
Totally got you.
I think our viewers got me. Okay, so Katherine Heigl is speaking out about being labeled difficult in Hollywood. In an interview with the Washington Post, Katherine says speaking her mind on set got her branded as ungrateful, which escalated to difficult and then later escalated to unprofessional. She says being shunned in Hollywood affected her mental health so much she felt she would rather be dead. Back in 2008, Katherine got into hot water after she told Vanity Fair the movie Knocked Up portrayed women as humorless, uptight shrews. She also upset her Grey's Anatomy castmates when she withdrew her name from the Emmys because the material she was given that season she believed did not deserve a nomination. Are we too hard on women who speak their minds?
Let me just say this. I stand up for women all the time in the workplace. We all know I stand up for Me Too. I'm a strong feminist. I'll say it proudly. And you actually said a great thing earlier today. Some people are just jerks. This is a Jeff thing. You can be difficult and be wound up as a female issue because you are standing your ground. Or you can disrespect the writers and the people who contributed to your success like she did when she withdrew that nomination and throw them under the bus. I'm sorry. Katherine Heigl, I've heard nothing but alleged horror stories, and I don't want that confused with being difficult when I stand up for myself as a woman. So no, I think she's Heigled herself.
Can I say something? And I want to hear Jeff's opinion on this because you know.
Not mine.
Yeah,
I just want to
wait
hear what you had to say.
Wow,
yeah, of
sexist.
course. Jeff hasn't spoken yet.
Either have I.
I just wanted to say.
Go, Jeff. Men first. Men first.
Al, she just cut you off.
How did you even take it there?
I'm kidding.
No, look,
I love you.
we've all been in entertainment forever, Sam. And I remember when I was a young comedian, this comedy club owner, they'll remain nameless, she was 3 sheets to the wind, but she said something that I always remembered. We were sitting outside, and there was a couple waiters that worked at the club and a couple other comics, and she just said, "Guess what, Al? I'm replaceable, you're replaceable, she's replaceable." And in her drunken stupor, she was right. No matter how big you think you are in this business, they will write you off and recast you. And if you're difficult to work with in a small environment like Hollywood is, or whatever your profession may be, medical sales, your reputation will precede you, and you need to be cognizant of that.
By the way, I think I know exactly who you're talking about, and I'm not even in comedy, but I think I know who you're talking about. Here's my take, man. This is like my whole thing when I came up in this business, is be nice to the people you work with, right? This is like my pet peeve. I can't stand when people are rude to the people around them. I always got my own water. I don't know, what position are you that you're not good enough to get your own water? Like, that's where it starts, right? I broke down all my own equipment at CBS. I wasn't good enough, therefore I had to be better behind the camera than I was on the camera, if that makes any sense. That's how I came up in this business. Whenever I'm on a podcast, whenever I talk to people, whenever they ask suggestions of how you further yourself in this business, that's my first thing. Get your own water. That's my first suggestion. When you start telling people, the writers who work endlessly, tirelessly, hours on end, and say, this script isn't good enough for an Emmy, I'm taking myself out when you got nominated, when the lighting guy, the sound guy, you guys don't know what it takes to run this show. The people in that booth, the way our face looks, the lighting, how it bounces off, this guy running around, Patty working out while she's directing the show. It's endless. And these people work endless hours, and to disrespect that and just to say, I'm not showing up for this, I'm not doing that, that's why you're not successful anymore. Because you disrespected the people around you. Not because you're a woman, like we said earlier. Not because of the color of your skin, not because of your sexuality, because sometimes you are just a jerk.
What if we've only heard the sensational headlines, though? And again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
It's a lot of smoke, as Erica says, it's a lot of smoke, Sam.
Right, but we've also had some people like Seth Rogen come out as of recent saying that if the Me Too movement happened, 12 years prior, that maybe it wouldn't have spun so out of control with Katherine Heigl. So let's just remember that there's always two sides to every story, and then there's the truth, and I'm only saying this to play devil's advocate here.
I appreciate that.
Well, especially also having Seth Rogen now come forward saying, okay, let me just relook at things. When she spoke out, it was 10, 12 years ago, or even longer, in comparison to if she spoke out now, would people be a little bit more empathetic to her? Now, the Emmy thing, totally agree with you, because that completely throws that entire ship. Okay.
Under the bus?
Under the
ship under the bus.
Wow. But I just think the fact that she wants to kill herself, the fact that she is on antidepressants, if that's in direct cause to her just being an a-hole, then you know what? I hope that in time we can learn it, because
that's fair.
She's still an individual and she's still a human.
She better learn to swim, because driving a car isn't easy in the mountains.
What?
He was making a statement that made no sense. Trying to say it like throwing the ship under the bus.
How dare you?
Yeah, Tori.
Tori's
on my team.
No, I was translating.
Ever?
No, I translated. No, we just translated. I'm with Sam, completely with Sam.
Completely left me there, but I had a right to be left, because I don't make any sense sometimes. Coming up on DBL, Bunny Man, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, he's putting on a puppet show on Comedy Central, but what does he really think about McLovin getting all the love? That's coming up next.
Close cap.
The surge in GameStop stock has everyone talking about retail investors. But who are they, and why are they all of a sudden wielding so much power? Let's connect the dots. A retail investor is basically anyone who isn't one of the big boys. We're talking individual investors who don't buy and sell securities professionally. They're trading for their personal accounts and often trade dramatically smaller amounts than an institutional investor. Retail investors often use online services like TD Ameritrade or Robinhood to make their trades. So why are retail investors all of a sudden front and center? Well, you can blame coronavirus for that one. All of a sudden, people stuck at home or out of jobs decided to step up their investing. And while the professionals sure do like to complain about retail investors, some research shows they may have helped keep markets afloat when the pandemic hit. According to researchers at the University of Virginia and the University of Zurich, retail investors came to the rescue when professionals fled the market in February, on a small scale, providing liquidity and helping stabilize the market. But it's not all positive. Experts do warn that retail investing is risky, with not enough focus on education. And as we have seen with GameStop, there is concern about retail investors using social media to manipulate the market. Connecting the dots, I'm Marcelino Benito.
This February, DBL is all new every day.
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Really? Okay. It is not a freaking joke. I was shocked.
I meant for you to chime in on. I don't know what you're saying. DBL is just getting started.
Here come the Pistons.
I love this story. Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year.
Welcome back to DBL. So much has happened since the world was introduced to the character McLovin from the movie Superbad. I caught up with actor Christopher Mintz-Plasse to find out more about his latest project in today's Chatting with the Stars. Christopher Mintz-Plasse, welcome to DBL. Now, let's just address the elephant in the room that is McLovin, because I got to ask, man, do you ever get tired of being recognized as McLovin from Superbad?
Honestly, if there was one thing that came out of this pandemic that was okay, it was taking a year off of staying home and not getting screamed McLovin on the street. But honestly, man, it's really sweet. It's really nice. People love the movie and they love the character. So it's great. I love having conversations about it with people.
Yeah, I got one more question before we get to your wild-looking new Comedy Central series. I met you actually in like 2015, 2016 on the sideline of an Ole Miss football game. Do you remember being at that game? I was just kind of wondering why you were there.
Absolutely. I went with my buddy Nick Braun to an Ole Miss game because we had a mutual friend who lived out there and just said going to an Ole Miss game is one of the craziest. Just the atmosphere is insane out there, so we flew it. That's crazy that we met.
I met you on the sidelines, and Brooks from Brooks and Dunn was there, and it was a wild, crazy atmosphere. And I remember meeting you, and I was like, I wonder if he remembers that experience.
Oh yeah, it was a delight.
Absolutely, what a great experience. Let's get to your new series on Comedy Central, Blark Son. Listen, why are people going to love this series other than you're in it?
I think it's, there's not many puppet shows out there right now that, it's got a real good message of a father and son trying to find a common ground together. And it's got a great, unique cast. It's got Donald Faison, Jim Rash, Justin Roiland, Jane Lynch is in the new season. And I think, we got really great joke writers from shows I've worked on. We brought them on. And I think the show just has such a cool, unique, special look to it. I think people are really gonna like it.
Do you get to see the other actors like Jane Lynch? Do you get to work with them? Or this being a puppet kind of featured show, do you kind of do your own thing and you don't see the other actors?
Yeah, especially with what's going around with COVID right now, no actors saw each other, no one worked in the same room. In the original, when pre-COVID in season 1, Ben and I, who voices Blark, him and I would do all our scenes together in the same room, which brought a really good chemistry out. But just for safety reasons, nobody saw each other this year.
Christopher, thank you so much for joining us here on DBL and DBL Nation. You can catch new episodes of Blark Son on Comedy Central's social media platforms. We'll be right back, everybody.
Definitely, yeah.
It's only a matter of time until...
The Verified team exists to fact check the suspicious things spreading online and answer your questions. A lot of people on social media are talking about the long-term effects of COVID-19. Like this tweet from a woman who says that she's a trauma surgeon and ICU doctor. It says in part, quote, "I don't know who needs to hear this, but post-COVID lungs look worse than any type of terrible smoker's lungs we've ever seen." So let's verify. Do people who recover from COVID-19 have worse lung damage than longtime smokers? Our sources are 2 pulmonologists or lung doctors. There's Dr. Panagis Galiatsatos at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. He's also the director of their tobacco treatment clinic. And Michael Mathey at the University of California, San Francisco. They both agree that the tweet is pretty darn accurate, although it's a little too broad. Meaning, not all recovering COVID-19 patients have worse lungs than all smokers.
Mild COVID would be like, I smoked for 1 decade. Smoking probably is going to triumph that. Severe COVID versus decades of smoking, I would give it all to severe COVID, because it's just a much disastrous lung that we don't have a lot of interventions to help. And like I said, it's an incredibly friable lung.
But Dr. Mathey says there is a silver lining.
Many, if not most of the COVID-19 patients with severe lung injury will have a good prognosis for recovering most of their lung function. And that's exactly the difference with smoking-induced lung injury. The potential for recovery is minimal.
It's also worth noting that a couple weeks after the tweet went viral, the poster then tweeted this. A reminder, this is my personal experience, not a trial or nationwide data. So we can verify that according to our experts, people recovering from severe COVID-19 have worse lung damage than habitual smokers. With your Verify, this is Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. The Biden administration has made it clear they plan to make America a 100% clean energy economy by 2050. Automakers are not far behind. One just released a new car that emits nothing more than water. Wow, we're breaking it all down in this DBL Road Report. From record hurricane seasons to wildfires, it's hard to not think about climate change and global warming. Did you know the largest contributor is actually the vehicles we drive every day? So how do we cut back? Alternative fuel and electric cars is a great start. The industry is booming and Toyota is on the forefront with their 2021 Mirai.
This is a vehicle that not only has amazing styling and design, incredible handling and performance. We truly believe that there is a future for hydrogen and it will only continue to grow.
The Mirai is the world's first mass-produced hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. What exactly does that mean?
That combines hydrogen from the tanks with oxygen from the air to form water that goes out the tailpipe, and a byproduct of that reaction is electricity, which drives the vehicle.
Your typical electric vehicle takes about 12 hours to charge and can travel about 250 miles. The Mirai fills up in 5 minutes and has up to 402 EPA estimated driving range. It's also the lowest cost zero-emission vehicle. It's all part of Toyota's commitment to significantly reduce carbon dioxide emissions by 2050.
As we look toward the future, we should do things that will help have a lasting positive impact for not 5, 10 years from now, but 20, 30, and 40 years from now. Small delivery vans, medium and heavy-duty trucks, the entire world is recognizing that there is going to be the need to have hydrogen energy.
Industry experts see hydrogen power as being the stepping stone to helping reduce our carbon footprint. The Mirai is available in Hawaii and California with plans to expand all across the U.S. So visit Toyota's website to learn more. Ooh, I love this.
Water.
This is not only water, but it's like the fact that we, hopefully for our children's sake, can start to curb some of that, the CO2 emissions.
And also, I was telling Jeff earlier, too, that there's a whole group of people that if they can be vocationally trained to work in this industry, you've just opened up an enormous amount of jobs from coal, which is super outdated. So it's a great opportunity. You have anything?
Are you going to get a water emission car? Can you just fill it up yourself?
I was just thinking like the flux capacitor. Remember he throws like the garbage in there, like the banana? And
Marty!
They take off?
Marty, we gotta go, Marty!
What?
See, that's the button right there. Boom.
Oh my gosh, you two are just like completely like connected today. It's amazing.
Marty, we gotta go.
We should do a show like after the show.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
We're talking about taking over-the-counter medications when you get a COVID vaccine. Why are we talking about this? Well, there's been a lot of claims about this circulating online, and a verified viewer sent us this message. They read an article that urged them not to take aspirin, Tylenol, or Advil because they could reduce the effectiveness of vaccines. So let's verify. Is it okay to take over-the-counter pain meds when you get the COVID vaccine? Our sources are the CDC and Dr. Anita Gupta, an assistant professor at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine who specializes in anesthesiology and pain medicine. Let's start with Dr. Gupta.
Taking over-the-counter medications, any number of these, before receiving a vaccine may in fact reduce your ability, or blunt your immune response to the vaccine.
The key there is before. Dr. Gupta explained that common over-the-counter painkillers like Tylenol or Advil can reduce an enzyme in your body that helps your immune system. So avoid taking these medications right before you get the vaccine, but what about afterwards?
After the vaccine, you can take the acetaminophen or ibuprofen.
The CDC echoed Dr. Gupta. They said if you feel uncomfortable or have pain after the vaccine, consider taking acetaminophen or ibuprofen. So bottom line here, over-the-counter pain meds should be avoided right before you get the vaccine, but they're okay to take after you've received the shot. That's verified. And keep in mind, before you start or stop any medication, it's always a good idea to consult with your doctor. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
At DBL, we're always on.
I'm in control. You're trying to give a conversation up here.
Shouldn't he be held accountable?
Absolutely.
This is where I'm going to push back.
Is this my shocked face? Tori, I will walk up the set.
You should.
This February, DBL is all new.
I agree with Al on this one.
Every day.
Yeah, wow, I said it, Tori. Yo.
I'm in control.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Okay, so in regard to the weekend, Marcy says, I'm so over the weekend. Get new music and ditch the bandages. Aw. Damon says he's going to knock it out of the park at the Super Bowl. He always brings so much energy. I'm really excited to see what he does. And then in regard to the Kardashians, Melanie says, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Wow. DBL's new every day. We'll see you Monday. Same time, same place. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye, Al. Bye, Al.
Today on Daily Blast Live.
Healthcare workers stuck in a snowstorm with soon-to-expire COVID vaccines end up giving the shots to other drivers. DBL Nation, would you take it if a stranger knocked on your car window? Subway gets slapped with a lawsuit, claiming its tuna sandwiches aren't really tuna? Do we have a foot-long fraud on our hands here? The final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians is almost here.
I just want you to know I really appreciate you guys, each and every one of you.
Are they regretting the decision to walk away from the show? And Queer Eye's Karamo Brown is on the show, so you know it's gonna be a good time.
Logan, say hi to Uncle Sam. Say hi to Sam.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Friday, January 29th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Tori. Just so you all know at home, and Al, they've already started arguing.
A little bit snuck through the microphone.
I know. I'm so sorry if you heard me.
It's going to be a rocky show. And I'm going to love every single moment.
Already arguing.
I know. All right, so let's begin, because all week we've been talking about vaccines, and now the results are out for Johnson & Johnson's single-shot vaccine. So it is 85% effective overall at preventing severe disease, but only 57% effective against the strain from South Africa, which was, by the way, discovered here in the U.S. in South Carolina. So meantime, check out what happened in Oregon. Healthcare workers coming from a mass vaccination clinic got stuck in a snowstorm. So what they did to not let those vaccines go to waste, they stopped random drivers, gave the vaccine on the side of the highway, which has a lot of people wondering. We're reading your comments. If that were you, if a stranger came up to your car because they were dressed in plain clothes, right, and they offered you the vaccine, would you take it? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. I hope I would take it, but then you're always wondering, what if these are just a bunch of people trying to trick me?
Are you insane?
What?
I don't even open my front door anymore. I'm not going to take a roadside vaccine if somebody knocks on my window.
Themselves.
No, you're not injecting me on the side of the road while I'm driving by. That's insane.
I would see it as a gift. It's life-saving.
And if they identify, what if someone gave you a half a sandwich at a stoplight? Would you eat it?
That's so different.
No, it's not.
A sandwich compared to a vaccine that we know is life-saving at this point, and that COVID is life or death, and they didn't want them to go to waste. And if they have their credentials, then I don't think it's going to be a bunch of people trying to inject some sort of like deadly virus.
I would rather go with the sandwich than an injection.
Okay, Al, what do you think?
Look, Sam, you know, you worded it kind of strangely. You said a stranger. It's like everybody is a stranger, and people have no problem taking things from strangers all day, every day. You take a cup of coffee from a stranger. You eat food from places. You don't know what's going on back there in that kitchen. And look, we have Google on our phones. I would ask for the person's name, and if they showed up with a badge ID on a hospital website, I'm lifting my sleeve and I'm getting that vaccine right on the side of the road. It's a good story for your kids.
What are you clapping about? When was the last time you got a vaccine, an injection, when you weren't in an office setting?
When was the last time you're in a pandemic and things have to expire and they're going to get thrown out and it could save a life? Now, I do question how you get your second dose, because how is this recorded, right?
That's a really good point.
And I think you do need to bring that up. And my dad, for instance, has a shellfish allergy, and they say if you do have really bad allergies, you probably want to be in a clinic.
I would imagine, though, that when they're about to inject, considering that these were all trained professionals, when they're about to inject, they would ask things like that.
Yeah, right.
So I would hope that would eliminate, you know, people like your father.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with Al on this one. I would see it as a complete gift. You would regret it.
I'm with Al on this one. Roadside injections, sure. let me just make
extreme times call for extreme measures.
Okay, let me throw this out, a serious point. Yesterday we did a story about a 22-year-old who injected his friends because he had leftover vaccines, and everyone went down this guy's throat. Everyone went down this guy's throat and said he wasted these vaccines. He shouldn't be calling his friends. These people pretty much did the same thing.
But they're nurses.
They had extra vaccines. Let me paint the picture. They had extra vaccines and they gave it to strangers. Whether he gave it to his friends or strangers, your grandmother's still not getting this vaccine. So why aren't these people in trouble?
So this is like comparing apples and oranges. So that boy, or 22-year-old young man, I believe that was his excuse, because he actually changed his organization that was supposed to be a nonprofit for people like healthcare workers and the elderly. He changed it to profit. So he's making money off of it. I also don't believe that he ever had a plan to give those vaccines, or at least the small portion that he had planned for his friends. I think once he was caught, his excuse was, oh, but they were going to expire, so I gave them to my friends. So I don't buy anything about that young man. I think that he is good.
Sam,
yes.
I didn't even think about that. You're exactly right.
I know I am.
So if he
I
gave them
thought
to
that was weird
strangers?
that he changed it to a profit.
Of course.
If he gave them to strangers,
They didn't
you wouldn't
take
have a
money.
problem with it?
Well, first of all,
The
he's trying to
nurses
make
didn't
money
take
off
money.
the pandemic. That's a different. You can see someone's character just off of that one very action, right? As compared to these individuals who not only are trained, he wasn't even trained. He's not.
He's not a health worker.
He's not even an RN. So everything about him speaks, in my opinion, Jeff, opportunist. As opposed to these individuals, I see people that are trying to do it to help with the vaccination process. They thought their doses were going to expire, so they immediately went to Plan B. And I applaud these people. I do not applaud him. I think he's an opportunist.
Do you ever read Jack Handy?
Yeah. Deep Thoughts by Jack.
There's this deep thought that goes, if you're ever on death row and they're going to give you an injection, clean up your room really nice. And when they come and knock on your cell, be like, injection? I thought you said inspection. And he goes, well, I'll probably get a good laugh out of it, and they'll probably let you go.
They'll let you go. I love it. They'll have a good laugh. They'll let you go.
Nealon used to voice those, right?
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Good. Okay, so 66% of you are with Jeff. You guys say, no, I'm not going to take a vaccine from a stranger.
My people. Clean people, by the way.
Carrie Hill says a coffee is different than an injection. I hear that. That's different.
Okay. Yeah.
Good ending.
We're about to move on.
Tori, way to swing right back into
Switching gears here to a shocking new lawsuit is against Subway, claiming the sandwich chain's tuna fish sandwich doesn't actually contain any tuna. The two people who filed the lawsuit together say that they did an independent testing which found the meat in various concoctions that do not contain tuna, blended together to imitate the appearance of tuna. So that is their claims. It's important, of course, to note that the Subway spokesperson called their claims baseless and frivolous, saying there simply is no truth to their allegations. So these are just allegations, Tori. This is an independent investigation that they set forth. What do you make of it?
Look, I'm happy that they said that these are baseless, because if it isn't tuna, you are now breaking a law, and that is false advertisement. If you tell me something is one thing and it's completely different, people might have allergies, there could be deaths, there could be anaphylactic shock. That's an issue. I remember Subway had a problem with their bread. Do you remember this? Because there was too many chemicals, it actually wasn't really bread, and they had to kind of rework it. So if there's zero tuna in it, we're being lied to, and you can sue for, I would think, an enormous class action lawsuit. Anyone who's at a Subway.
And Tori, that goes both ways, though. That goes both ways. If this is an independent investigation, which could happen in somebody's garage somewhere, and they are not telling the truth, and we have it on pretty decent merit that there is actual tuna in that tuna scramble. I don't like tuna, so I don't know what you call it.
Tuna scramble.
Yeah, no, Subway could sue them back, and they should.
Right,
for
because it
defamation.
could hurt their bottom line. We don't know all the details here. I did just get in a comment from Melissa, and this is from somebody that allegedly works with Subway. She says, from someone who has literally mixed tons of it at Subway, it is tuna. It reeks. It comes in the same can you get at a store, only very big. So
that's good to
there's
hear.
Someone that supposedly works at Subway. What do you make of just, different, we see this with a lot of different companies. Like, are you really eating chicken nuggets? We find out no. So shouldn't there be repercussions to that?
I would just like some transparency, some honesty, right? I don't care if it's not tuna. Our tuna population is on the decline in real terms. Like, everyone enjoys sushi. It's become so popular. Our population is declining.
Thank you
no
for
one
saying
even
that.
talks about
Thank
that, right?
you for saying
so
that.
I don't mind having an imitation tuna. We have imitation crab. Nobody has a problem with that. It's if you're lying to me.
Yeah,
I don't
false
mind if I'm
advertising,
getting something that tastes like tuna. It's exactly like tuna, but you're doing it with an ice cream scoop. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? So
I love that scoop with the mayo. I'm like, extra
so
mayo.
it's like, just tell me. But apparently Subway is like, it is tuna. But I wouldn't mind if some people started faking tuna to protect our population, because imagine my kids can't even enjoy sushi in 50 years.
Many people are faking tuna. There's many brands out there.
I didn't know
that
about
are
this
vegan.
tuna issue. That there's a tuna depletion.
With everything.
Yeah.
With everything.
No one knows about a tuna issue, Tori.
Yes, they do. I do. Jeff
People
does.
don't talk
That's
about
50%
tuna
of
issues.
this. That's 50% of the subject group right here. So
Yeah,
if I did
Al.
a survey right now,
Why don't you go in and get an injection under the highway?
I'll come with you. I'll be right.
I will.
I'll be right by your side. Al, don't go anywhere. Coming up on DBL, we are catching up with our friend, Queer Eye star Karamo. It's always a fun time when he's on the show, of course. Plus, we're getting our first look at the final season of Keeping Up with Kardashians, and let me tell you, it's a doozy. But first, we're looking back at the extraordinary life, you guys, of actress Cicely Tyson, who sadly passed away. We're going to discuss everything about this true legend when we come back.
This surge in GameStop stock has everyone talking about retail investors. But who are they, and why are they all of a sudden wielding so much power? Let's connect the dots. A retail investor is basically anyone who isn't one of the big boys. We're talking individual investors who don't buy and sell securities professionally. They're trading for their personal accounts and often trade dramatically smaller amounts than an institutional investor. Retail investors often use online services like TD Ameritrade or Robinhood to make their trades. So why are retail investors all of a sudden front and center? Well, you can blame coronavirus for that one. All of a sudden, people stuck at home or out of jobs decided to step up their investing. And while the professionals sure do like to complain about retail investors, some research shows they may have helped keep markets afloat when the pandemic hit. According to researchers at the University of Virginia and the University of Zurich, retail investors came to the rescue when professionals fled the market in February, on a small scale, providing liquidity and helping stabilize the market. But it's not all positive. Experts do warn that retail investing is risky, with not enough focus on education. And as we have seen with GameStop, there is concern about retail investors using social media to manipulate the market. Connecting the dots, I'm Marcelino Benito.
This February, DBL is all new every day.
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Really? Okay. It is not a freaking joke. I was shocked. I meant for you to chime in on. I don't know what you're saying.
DBL is just getting started.
Here come the Pistons.
I love this story. Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. Today we are remembering a pioneering stage, film, and TV legend. Cicely Tyson died yesterday at the age of 96. She was born in East Harlem, starting her career as a model in New York City, and was featured on the cover of many magazines, including Ebony and Jet. She went on to have a remarkable career spanning 7 decades, breaking ground for serious black actors by refusing to take parts that demeaned black people. In 1972, Miss Tyson got an Oscar. You remember that Oscar nomination for her role in the film Sounder. Many know her from the Emmy award-winning portrayal of a former slave in the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman in 1974. And more recently, in 2016, Miss Tyson was awarded, wow, look at her, she looks fantastic, the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Obama. And in 2018, just before her 94th birthday, she was awarded an honorary Oscar. Take a look at Miss Tyson in her own words.
There were a number of issues as a woman born black and living in a country that did not recognize me as a human being. I wanted to address those issues, and that's why I was steadfast in terms of what I was giving to my audiences.
Wow, isn't it interesting now when you listen to her speak and people like her, and I say that in the sense that there's certain people that are so anointed that you, when they speak, you listen. Like it's almost like that they were just born to be pioneers, right? Did you feel yourself leaning in?
I did, and I'm a big fan of her movies and just obviously of her as a human being. But her cadence was so unique, the way she spoke, and every single word meant something. And, you know, besides her acting, which was obviously phenomenal, received an honorary Oscar, bigger than that was the fact that she pioneered before it was cool, Sam. She pioneered when it was going to cost you money, cost you roles, when there were maybe only 5, 10 roles in all of Hollywood for black people, men and women, to refuse those roles because of your pride and dignity. How many of us can really say that we would do that? I hope a lot of young women, young actresses and actors look at her courage and realize that your dignity is more than just a check that you receive.
Absolutely. I want to take it one step further, Al. It's for everybody out there that says they can't do anything. For all the excuses of the world being against them. And I'm not talking about black women. I'm talking about everybody here, right? You think it's hard for you now. Go back 7 decades and try doing the exact same thing she did. And you think things are hard now? I don't think so. What a true pioneer.
Can you imagine the adversity she's faced?
Not only that, she also crossed over in comedy. She's the first black woman to host SNL.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
And they had in one of the highest ratings ever.
I know.
And it's like this woman touched everyone, everywhere, at different decades, at different times, and means something different. She's resting in power right now.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
What a gift. What a true gift. And we know that not only her movies and everything, her legacy will last forever, but to Al's point, every single young person that has the ability to listen to just one of her speeches will be able to take something from her, and they can apply it to whatever field they're in. So she will definitely be missed. Coming up on DBL, The Weeknd is gearing up for the halftime show at the big game, but wait till you hear what he's going to do to make it perfect, And right after the break, Queer Eye star and my dear friend Karamo Brown and his little dog Logan. We'll be right back.
People are wearing masks nearly everywhere, but the tight fit, the hot, nasty smells, and the inability to talk
Check the suspicious things spreading online and answer your questions. A lot of people on social media are talking about the long-term effects of COVID-19. Like this tweet from a woman who says that she's a trauma surgeon and ICU doctor. It says in part, quote, "I don't know who needs to hear this, but post-COVID lungs look worse than any type of terrible smoker's lungs we've ever seen." So let's verify. Do people who recover from COVID-19 have worse lung damage than longtime smokers? Our sources are 2 pulmonologists or lung doctors. There's Dr. Panagis Galiatsatos at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. He's also the director of their tobacco treatment clinic. And Michael Mathey at the University of California, San Francisco. They both agree that the tweet is pretty darn accurate, although it's a little too broad. Meaning, not all recovering COVID-19 patients have worse lungs than all smokers.
Mild COVID would be like, I smoked for 1 decade. Smoking probably is going to triumph that. Severe COVID versus decades of smoking, I would give it all to severe COVID because it's just a much disastrous lung that we don't have a lot of interventions to help. And like I said, it's an incredibly friable lung.
But Dr. Mathey says there is a silver lining.
Many, if not most, of the COVID-19 patients with severe lung injury will have a good prognosis for recovering most of their lung function. And that's exactly the difference with smoking-induced lung injury. The potential for recovery is minimal.
It's also worth noting that a couple weeks after the tweet went viral, the poster then tweeted this. A reminder, this is my personal experience, not a trial or nationwide data. So we can verify that according to our experts, people recovering from severe COVID-19 have worse lung damage than habitual smokers. With your Verify, this is Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. Karamo Brown is many things. A TV host, motivational speaker, author, entrepreneur, but here's the best one. He's a dear friend and a friend to Daily Bus Live. I spoke with the Queer Eye star earlier, who told me about his new mission to help pet parents. Hey, heads up, we can't help but get giddy around each other. So this is actually, you're gonna see a little part before the interview when Karamo and I thought that the cameras weren't rolling. It's connecting. It's connecting. It's connecting. I hope that I have enough service. I hope that you guys keep some of this. I have poor connection. I know, honey. I know. Poor connection in the studio. You're just going to have to envision me. Joining us is my dear friend and friend of the show, Karamo. Welcome back, Karamo. Looking good, honey.
Thank you, Sam. You know, I try every time I'm with the Daily Bus Live family, especially with you. You all always have your fashion game on point that I'm like, let me put on a little pretty pink to kind of pop with the crew.
Yes, well, looks good. Okay, so Karamo, you know that I keep tabs on you. So the last time I saw your name in a headline, I about freaked out. And of course I wrote you because I'm a huge fan of Netflix's Dear White People. Karamo, what? You're in it now? What is happening? What character are you playing? Are you gonna get into acting? Tell us more.
I've always had this sort of like desire in the back of my head to act more. And so in silence, I started taking little mini acting classes. I told my agent that like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. They said, okay, well, you know, no one knows you're an actor. So if you want to audition, you're gonna have to submit like regular. And so I literally submitted and auditioned like regular for this role on Dear White People. It was my first one, and luckily I did great. And so I'm having such a ball, and it's just a lesson for people in 2021 to like know who you are and know what you want and know that you can get everything that you desire. If you put in the work, ask for help. Like, don't block your dreams. Keep expanding, keep trying new things. It's just an important lesson for people to know because I'm living it myself.
Amen. So what do you do to unwind?
Oh my gosh, first of all, one of the things I do watch, and this is not a joke, is your Instagram feed, because every time I see your beautiful daughter, Sophie, if I see your babies, like it literally brings me joy. If I had ovaries, my ovaries would start pacing like this because I'm just like, you have such a beautiful family. And then to like also relax, you know, I just spend time, you know, dancing to a lot of Megan Thee Stallion and Doja Cat.
I love that routine. Also, to our viewers out there, some people know you as an entrepreneur. Some people know you as a host, a really fantastic host, by the way. But today, you're a dog dad. So before we get into pet adoptions, I have to point out how important pets are during a crisis like a pandemic. Many say, in fact, that pets help them cope. Did you feel the same way?
The beauty of pets is that pets really do help your mental health. I've had my dog for 15 years. I adopted another one like earlier last year, right before the pandemic started. And just having a pet around you really just opens you up and helps you to really know that like, okay, there's unconditional love, things will get back to normal, and you can lean on your pet in a really special way to really find, you know, kind of like balance and focus. Make sure that you're focused on your pet's nutrition. Go to petco.com/newpet because they have curated food recipes and treats. They also have a vital care plan. They also have Petco insurance. They have everything you need to get those essentials and to love, you know, your pets as much as you love yourself. Let me get my pet real quick.
Yeah, where's Logan? Don't hog the camera.
Logan, say hi to Uncle Sam. Say
hi, Logan. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, Karamo, thank you for stopping by. Karamo, we love you. We'll be right back.
Love you, Sam. Love Daily Bass 5.
Promotional.
We're talking about taking over-the-counter medications when you get a COVID vaccine. Why are we talking about this? Well, there's been a lot of claims about this circulating online, and a verified viewer sent us this message. They read an article that urged them not to take aspirin, Tylenol, or Advil because they could reduce the effectiveness of vaccines. So let's verify. Is it okay to take over-the-counter pain meds when you get the COVID vaccine? Our sources are the CDC and Dr. Anita Gupta, an assistant professor at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine who specializes in anesthesiology and pain medicine. Let's start with Dr. Gupta.
Taking over-the-counter medications, any number of these, you know, before receiving a vaccine may in fact reduce your ability, you know, or blunt your immune response to the vaccine.
The key there is before. Dr. Gupta explained that common over-the-counter painkillers like Tylenol or Advil can reduce an enzyme in your body that helps your immune system. So avoid taking these medications right before you get the vaccine, but what about afterwards?
After the vaccine, you can take the acetaminophen or ibuprofen.
The CDC echoed Dr. Gupta. They said if you feel uncomfortable or have pain after the vaccine, consider taking acetaminophen or ibuprofen. So bottom line here, over-the-counter pain meds should be avoided right before you get the vaccine, but they're okay to take after you've received the shot. That's verified. And keep in mind, before you start or stop any medication, it's always a good idea to consult with your doctor. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
At DBL, we're always on.
I'm in control. You're trying to give a conversation up here.
Shouldn't he be held accountable?
Absolutely.
This is where I'm going to push back.
Is this my shocked face? Tori, I will walk off the set.
You should.
This February, DBL is all new.
I agree with Al on this one.
Every day.
Yeah, wow, I said it, Tori. Yo.
I'm in control.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. So Lisa says, in regard to the vaccination and the drive up that Jeff wasn't a fan of. This happened near me. They had full credentials and an ambulance and many qualified staff. Some did not take it, feeling unsure like Jeff, but they did find enough to not have any go-to waste. Lakeisha on Facebook says, why the heck would you have a stranger inject something in your body? I can't believe this, but I actually agree with Jeff.
Hey, I'll take it. 1 for 100. I'm a winner today.
I know. Okay, so if you're leaving us, you can catch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. You can chat with other viewers and with the host during the commercials, and we'll read your comments on TV. It's your chance to be part of our DBL Nation. So if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Jeff is talking to McLovin actor Christopher Mintz-Plasse. What does he really think about his famous character? And it's the end of an era. We're getting our first look at the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's right. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Tori. Al joining us from home. Okay, so we're getting a first look at the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, not just one of them. There's many. And there are some pretty big reveals. Have a look.
I just feel like it's now time to have another kid. I saw Courtney and Scott asleep together on the couch.
They're definitely made for each other, like they're supposed to be together. I am just really blessed that we had this opportunity to even do this. We have a lot of memories.
So in case you missed it, it looks like Khloe wants to have another baby with her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Tristan Thompson. Rob Kardashian makes a rare appearance. He hasn't been on the show, really, I guess a little bit for the past 7 seasons. And some fans are freaking out about Kylie's face. They're wondering, has she had even more work done? The final season airs in March. Okay, is this the end of the road for the Kardashians? No.
No, like, do we all agree? Let's raise our hands. No.
We just shook our heads, yeah.
Oh God, you're so annoying. I think this was a good time to stop. I think it's a great time to stop. I think they're going to move on, but I think a lot of this is kind of phoning it in by now. So I think it's time to be over.
Wait, so what are you saying, that they're not coming back?
No, I'm just saying Keeping Up with the Kardashians, that whole look and the whole E and that whole, they've done it for 15 years. There's not much to talk about anymore at all.
Are you making a point or just talking?
Oh, fighting words.
Tori, I think there is something to talk about. I do think there's something to talk about. I know this segment is about the Kardashians, but you know what, guys? The 4 of us have been in television a long time, and we know how transient shows can be. You get a show to go 1, 2, 3 seasons, that's a big deal. This show went for, what, 15? So that's basically enough time for somebody to have a baby and put that kid through school all in the same place. So I'm thinking about the cameramen, the editors, the producers, everybody that got a chance to work on this show and have 15 years of consistent work, which is a godsend in this business. So I appreciate what they did on that behalf.
Wow.
Well said.
I know,
Okay,
Tori, we're going to get into it. It's Friday.
What a great
seen her in
take.
a while.
What the heck,
He comes in
Al?
with an educated take.
He's all orator,
Wow.
you know?
Go ahead, Al. What do you think about this next story?
Jeez, forget it.
Genius.
Let's hear Al's take, shall we? The Weeknd is pulling out all the stops and putting up his own cash for his upcoming Super Bowl halftime show. In an interview with Billboard magazine, the singer revealed that he voluntarily put up $7 million of his own money to make the halftime show what he envisioned. Since the stadium in Tampa will only be a third full, The Weeknd says he wants to make the show a cinematic experience for people watching at home. Yes.
I'm just going to say this.
Did you use your own cash?
Yes, because this is the performance you might be remembered for. And let me just say this. I'm not a huge The Weeknd fan. I like that song, Blinding Lights. But when he
has
did
other songs.
Yeah, I know, but that song, I don't have good taste in music. When he was on top of that building and they had the fireworks going off at the last award show, that was one of the best performances I've seen in a while. I think this might be just interactive and really cool.
He's a visionary.
I just don't want the bandages. Can we get rid of the bandages?
I think he's going to evolve and do something new. Maybe not. We'll have to see. Would you take your own dough? No?
Yeah, no way.
Absolutely not.
Look at the
I'd invest it in myself. I wouldn't partner with the Super Bowl
This
and put
is
it in
investing in himself.
No.
Yes, it is.
They got enough money. They could cover my vision.
Yeah, never with Schroeder.
They're not going to. They only give you a little tiny stipend. He doesn't even make money off of it.
Here's my thing about The Weeknd. And again, I say this with all due respect. I'm not trying to be mean. Is there something? I always think when someone is super creative and super genius, there's almost something wrong. I don't want to, I don't want to say
a little madness.
I don't want to be rude to anybody. There is a little madness. That's a better word to say. I think he might have a little bit of that because he's so creative, so passionate,
so committed,
overdone with the bandages, but it doesn't stop him. Now he's putting in more of his money to this project. He seems like
he throws it all in.
What's the guy who started the airplanes? Leonardo DiCaprio played, the aerodynamic.
Howard Hughes.
He's got like a little Howard Hughes thing going on. What are you laughing at?
You too. You two are like by a campfire, completely not even a part of this show right now.
Isn't that what it's supposed to be?
Yes, it was perfect. It was perfect.
I was all
no disrespect. No disrespect.
I don't think there's any disrespect. I think to your point, and I'll chime in here, I think that to Jeff's point, he's such a visionary and such an artist that money doesn't mean as much to him.
That's a good point.
He would rather have the actual accolade and the word of the people saying that they loved it than a big fat check.
Well, no, Sam, I don't even know if it's about I think the big fat check comes later with the streams and the downloads. Don't forget, we all know who The Weeknd is, but a lot of people will watch the halftime show and be like, oh, that's who sings that song. That's what happened to Bruno Mars. A lot of people liked his songs, but a lot of people never really knew what he looked like. Like some people just like they hear that song on the radio and keep going. This is your chance to give the world your business card. You better put your best foot forward. There's a reason that these commercials cost so much money for 30 seconds because everybody knows this is the only time in a world where everything is fractured and people watch YouTube and TikTok and TV and cable. This is the only time where the whole world's looking at what you're doing, so you better come correct.
Amen. He's so good
Why
today.
is Al being so good today?
Whatever you ate for breakfast, whether it's Frosted Flakes or Corn Flakes, you got it, buddy.
But he only eats cereal.
Well, you know, Frosted, remember
Yeah,
Frosted?
I know.
He's not
Great
11.
improv, Sam.
Frosted Flakes, other flakes.
The tiger gives you that extra roar.
Did you eat out of a plastic bowl, too, with the wrong hand?
How's your sippy cup?
Sorry. Baby, I meant your Wheaties, buddy, your Wheaties.
We'll go get a Happy Meal after the show. Good job, buddy.
Just forget I said all that.
I think the last time Sam was at the grocery store was 1980.
I haven't been to the grocery store.
There's new cereals, Sam.
Huh?
Wheat checks.
Wheat checks.
There's new cereals.
I know there's new cereals. I have 2 kids.
You're only mentioning Wheaties and Corn Flakes like it's the 40s.
And Frosted Flakes were all about being the eye of the tiger and being your best champion. Nobody put that
Wheaties
together.
was actually about Olympic champions. It had nothing to do with tigers at all.
Okay, I can't.
Roar. No, we get you. Tony the Tiger.
Thank you.
Totally got you.
I think our viewers got me. Okay, so Katherine Heigl is speaking out about being labeled difficult in Hollywood. In an interview with the Washington Post, Katherine says speaking her mind on set got her branded as ungrateful, which escalated to difficult and then later escalated to unprofessional. She says being shunned in Hollywood affected her mental health so much she felt she would rather be dead. Back in 2008, Katherine got into hot water after she told Vanity Fair the movie Knocked Up portrayed women as humorless, uptight shrews. She also upset her Grey's Anatomy castmates when she withdrew her name from the Emmys because the material she was given that season she believed did not deserve a nomination. Are we too hard on women who speak their minds?
Let me just say this. I stand up for women all the time in the workplace. We all know I stand up for Me Too. I'm a strong feminist. I'll say it proudly. And you actually said a great thing earlier today. Some people are just jerks. This is a Jeff thing. You can be difficult and be wound up as a female issue because you are standing your ground. Or you can disrespect the writers and the people who contributed to your success like she did when she withdrew that nomination and throw them under the bus. I'm sorry. Katherine Heigl, I've heard nothing but alleged horror stories, and I don't want that confused with being difficult when I stand up for myself as a woman. So no, I think she's Heigled herself.
Can I say
Heigl,
something?
Heigled.
And I want to hear Jeff's opinion on this because you know.
Not mine.
I just want to hear what you had to say.
Wow.
Yeah, of course. Jeff hasn't spoken yet.
Either have I.
I just wanted to say.
Go, Jeff. Men first. Men first.
Alex, he just cut you off.
How did you even take it there?
I'm kidding.
No, look,
I love you.
We've all been in entertainment forever, Sam. And I remember when I was a young comedian, this comedy club owner, they'll remain nameless, she was 3 sheets to the wind, but she said something that I always remembered. We were sitting outside, and there was a couple waiters that worked at the club and a couple other comics, and she just said, "Guess what, Al? I'm replaceable, you're replaceable, she's replaceable." And in her drunken stupor, she was right. No matter how big you think you are in this business, they will write you off and recast you. And if you're difficult to work with in a small environment like Hollywood is, or whatever your profession may be, medical sales, your reputation will precede you, and you need to be cognizant of that.
By the way, I think I know exactly who you're talking about, and I'm not even in comedy, but I think I know who you're talking about. Here's my take, man. This is like my whole thing when I came up in this business is be nice to the people you work with, right? This is like my pet peeve. I can't stand when people are rude to the people around them. I always got my own water. I don't know what position are you that you're not good enough to get your own water? Like that's where it starts, right? I broke down all my own equipment at CBS. I wasn't good enough, therefore I had to be better behind the camera than I was on the camera, if that makes any sense. That's how I came up in this business. Whenever I'm on a podcast, whenever I talk to people, whenever they ask suggestions of how you further yourself in this business, that's my first thing. Get your own water. That's my first suggestion. When you start telling people, the writers who work endlessly, tirelessly, hours on end, and say this script isn't good enough for an Emmy, I'm taking myself out when you got nominated, when the lighting guy, the sound guy, you guys don't know what it takes to run this show. The people in that booth, the way our face looks, the lighting, how it bounces off, this guy running around, Patty working out while she's directing the show. It's endless, and these people work endless hours, and to disrespect that, and just to say, I'm not showing up for this, I'm not doing that, that's why you're not successful anymore, because you disrespected the people around you. Not because you're a woman, like we said earlier, not because of the color of your skin, not because of your sexuality, because sometimes you are just a jerk.
What if we've only heard the sensational headlines, though? And again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
It's a lot of smoke, as Erica says, it's a lot of smoke, Sam.
Right, but we've also had some people like Seth Rogen come out as of recent saying that if the Me Too movement happened, 12 years prior, that maybe it wouldn't have spun so out of control with Katherine Heigl. So let's just remember that there's always two sides to every story, and then there's the truth, and I'm only saying this to play devil's advocate here.
I appreciate that.
Well, especially also having Seth Rogen now come forward saying, okay, let me just re-look at things. When she spoke out, it was 10, 12 years ago, or even longer, in comparison to if she spoke out now, would people be a little bit more empathetic to her? Now, the Emmy thing, totally agree with you, because that completely throws that entire ship. Okay.
Under the bus?
Under the
ship under the bus.
Wow. But I just think the fact that she wants to kill herself, the fact that she is on antidepressants, if that's in direct cause to her just being an a-hole, then you know what? I hope that in time we can learn it, because
that's fair.
She's still an individual and she's still a human.
She better learn to swim, because driving a car isn't easy in the mountains.
What?
He was making a statement that made no sense. Trying to say it like throwing the ship under the bus.
How dare you?
Yeah, Tori.
Tori's
on my team.
No, I was translating.
Ever?
No, I'm translating. No, we just translated. I'm with Sam, completely with Sam.
Completely left me there, but I had a right to be left, because I don't make any sense sometimes. Coming up on DBL, Bunny Man, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, he's putting on a puppet show on Comedy Central, but what does he really think about McLovin getting all the love? That's coming up next.
Closed caption.
The surge in GameStop stock has everyone talking about retail investors, but who are they and why are they all of a sudden wielding so much power? Let's connect the dots. A retail investor is basically anyone who isn't one of the big boys. We're talking individual investors who don't buy and sell securities professionally. They're trading for their personal accounts and often trade dramatically smaller amounts than an institutional investor. Retail investors often use online services like TD Ameritrade or Robinhood to make their trades. So why are retail investors all of a sudden front and center? Well, you can blame coronavirus for that one. All of a sudden, people stuck at home or out of jobs decided to step up their investing. And while the professionals sure do like to complain about retail investors, some research shows they may have helped keep markets afloat when the pandemic hit. According to researchers at the University of Virginia and the University of Zurich, retail investors came to the rescue when professionals fled the market in February, on a small scale, providing liquidity and helping stabilize the market. But it's not all positive. Experts do warn that retail investing is risky, with not enough focus on education. And as we have seen with GameStop, there is concern about retail investors using social media to manipulate the market. Connecting the dots, I'm Marcelino Benito.
This February, DBL is all new every day.
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Really? Okay. It is not a freaking joke. I was shocked.
How I meant for you to chime in on. I don't know what you're saying. DBL DBL's just getting started.
Here come the Pistons.
I love this story. Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year.
Welcome back to DBL. So much has happened since the world was introduced to the character McLovin from the movie Superbad. I caught up with actor Christopher Mintz-Plasse to find out more about his latest project in today's Chatting with the Stars. Christopher Mintz-Plasse, welcome to DBL. Now, let's just address the elephant in the room that is McLovin, because I got to ask, man, do you ever get tired of being recognized as McLovin from Superbad?
Honestly, if there was one thing that came out of this pandemic that was okay, it was taking a year off of staying home and not getting screamed McLovin on the street. But honestly, man, it's really sweet. It's really nice. People love the movie and they love the character. So it's great. I love having conversations about it with people.
Yeah, I got one more question before we get to your wild-looking new Comedy Central series. I met you actually in like 2015, 2016 on the sideline of an Ole Miss football game. Do you remember being at that game? I was just kind of wondering why you were there.
Absolutely. Yes, I went with my buddy Nick Braun to an Ole Miss game because we had a mutual friend who lived out there and just said going to an Ole Miss game is one of the craziest. Just the atmosphere is insane out there, so we flew it. That's crazy that we met.
I met you on the sidelines, and Brooks from Brooks and Dunn was there, and it was a wild, crazy atmosphere. And I remember meeting you, and I was like, I wonder if he remembers that experience.
Oh yeah, it was a delight.
Absolutely, what a great experience. Let's get to your new series on Comedy Central, Blark Son. Listen, why are people going to love this series other than you're in it?
I think it's, there's not many puppet shows out there right now that, it's got a real good message of a father and son trying to find a common ground together. And it's got a great, unique cast. It's got Donald Faison, Jim Rash, Justin Roiland, Jane Lynch is in the new season. And I think, we got really great joke writers from shows I've worked on. We brought them on. And I think the show just has such a cool, unique, special look to it. I think people are really gonna like it.
Do you get to see the other actors like Jane Lynch? Do you get to work with them? Or this being a puppet kind of featured show, do you kind of do your own thing and you don't see the other actors?
Yeah, especially with what's going around with COVID right now, no actors saw each other, no one worked in the same room. In the original, when pre-COVID in season 1, Ben and I, who voices Blark, him and I would do all our scenes together in the same room, which brought a really good chemistry out. But just for safety reasons, nobody saw each other this year.
Christopher, thank you so much for joining us here on DBL and DBL Nation. You can catch new episodes of Blark Son on Comedy Central's social media platforms. We'll be right back, everybody.
Definitely, yeah.
It's the fact check, the suspicious things spreading online, and answer your questions. A lot of people on social media are talking about the long-term effects of COVID-19. Like this tweet from a woman who says that she's a trauma surgeon and ICU doctor. It says in part, quote, "I don't know who needs to hear this, but post-COVID lungs look worse than any type of terrible smoker's lungs we've ever seen." So let's verify. Do people who recover from COVID-19 have worse lung damage than longtime smokers? Our sources are two pulmonologists or lung doctors. There's Dr. Panagis Galiatsatos at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. He's also the director of their tobacco treatment clinic. And Michael Mathey at the University of California, San Francisco. They both agree that the tweet is pretty darn accurate, although it's a little too broad. Meaning, not all recovering COVID-19 patients have worse lungs than all smokers.
Mild COVID would be like, I smoked for 1 decade. Smoking probably is going to triumph that. Severe COVID versus decades of smoking, I would give it all to severe COVID because it's just a much disastrous lung that we don't have a lot of interventions to help. And like I said, it's an incredibly friable lung.
But Dr. Mathey says there is a silver lining.
Many, if not most of the COVID-19 patients with severe lung injury will have a good prognosis for recovering most of their lung function. And that's exactly the difference with smoking-induced lung injury. The potential for recovery is minimal.
It's also worth noting that a couple weeks after the tweet went viral, the poster then tweeted this: "A reminder, this is my personal experience, not a trial or nationwide data." So we can verify that according to our experts, people recovering from severe COVID-19 have worse lung damage than habitual smokers. With your Verify, this is Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. The Biden administration has made it clear they plan to make America a 100% clean energy economy by 2050. Automakers are not far behind. One just released a new car that emits nothing more than water. Wow, we're breaking it all down in this DBL Road Report. From record hurricane seasons to wildfires, it's hard to not think about climate change and global warming. Did you know the largest contributor is actually the vehicles we drive every day? So how do we cut back? Alternative fuel and electric cars is a great start. The industry is booming and Toyota is on the forefront with their 2021 Mirai.
This is a vehicle that not only has amazing styling and design, incredible handling and performance. We truly believe that there is a future for hydrogen and it will only continue to grow.
The Mirai is the world's first mass-produced hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. What exactly does that mean?
That combines hydrogen from the tanks with oxygen from the air to form water that goes out the tailpipe, and a byproduct of that reaction is electricity, which drives the vehicle.
Your typical electric vehicle takes about 12 hours to charge and can travel about 250 miles. The Mirai fills up in 5 minutes and has up to 402 EPA estimated driving range. It's also the lowest cost zero-emission vehicle. It's all part of Toyota's commitment to significantly reduce carbon dioxide emissions by 2050.
As we look toward the future, we should do things that will help have a lasting positive impact for not 5, 10 years from now, but 20, 30, and 40 years from now. Small delivery vans, medium and heavy-duty trucks, the entire world is recognizing that there is going to be the need to have hydrogen energy.
Industry experts see hydrogen power as being the stepping stone to helping reduce our carbon footprint. The Mirai is available in Hawaii and California with plans to expand all across the U.S. So visit Toyota's website to learn more. Ooh, I love this.
Water.
This is not only water, but it's like the fact that we, hopefully for our children's sake, can start to curb some of that, the CO2 emissions.
And also, I was telling Jeff earlier, too, that there's a whole group of people that if they can be vocationally trained to work in this industry, you've just opened up an enormous amount of jobs from coal, which is super outdated. So it's a great opportunity. You have anything?
Are you going to get a water emission car? Can you just fill it up yourself?
I was just thinking like the flux capacitor. Remember he throws like the garbage in there, like the banana?
Marty!
They take off?
Marty, we gotta go, Marty!
What?
See, that's the button right there. Boom.
Oh my gosh, you two are just like completely like connected today. It's amazing.
Marty, we gotta go.
We should do a show like after the show.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Promote.
We're talking about taking over-the-counter medications when you get a COVID vaccine. Why are we talking about this? Well, there's been a lot of claims about this circulating online, and a Verify viewer sent us this message. They read an article that urged them not to take aspirin, Tylenol, or Advil because they could reduce the effectiveness of vaccines. So let's verify. Is it okay to take over-the-counter pain meds when you get the COVID vaccine? Our sources are the CDC and Dr. Anita Gupta, an assistant professor at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine who specializes in anesthesiology and pain medicine. Let's start with Dr. Gupta.
Taking over-the-counter medications, any number of these, before receiving a vaccine may in fact reduce your ability, or blunt your immune response to the vaccine.
The key there is before. Dr. Gupta explained that common over-the-counter painkillers like Tylenol or Advil can reduce an enzyme in your body that helps your immune system. So avoid taking these medications right before you get the vaccine, but what about afterwards?
After the vaccine, you can take the acetaminophen or ibuprofen.
The CDC echoed Dr. Gupta. They said if you feel uncomfortable or have pain after the vaccine, consider taking acetaminophen or ibuprofen. So bottom line here, over-the-counter pain meds should be avoided right before you get the vaccine, but they're okay to take after you've received the shot. That's verified. And keep in mind, before you start or stop any medication, it's always a good idea to consult with your doctor. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
At DBL, we're always on.
I'm in control. You're trying to give a conversation up here.
Shouldn't he be held accountable?
Absolutely.
This is where I'm going to push back.
Is this my shocked face?
Tori, I will walk off the set.
You should. This February, DBL is all new.
I agree with Al on this one.
Every day.
Yeah, wow, I said it, Tori. Yo. I'm in control.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Okay, so in regard to the weekend, Marcy says, I'm so over the weekend. Get new music and ditch the bandages. Aw. Damon says he's going to knock it out of the park at the Super Bowl. He always brings so much energy. I'm really excited to see what he does. And then in regard to the Kardashians, Melanie says, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Wow. DBL's new every day. We'll see you Monday. Same time, same place. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye, Al. Bye, Al. Bye.
Thank you.